BBC Radio Leeds, DAB, Freeview 711 and online via the BBC Sounds app. Bradford City kickstart their FA Cup campaign for the 2024-25 season as we reach the first round proper stage of club football's oldest competition. They host Aldershot Town of the National League, and remember now, no replays, so we will have a conclusion of this fixture, whether that be extra time, whether that be penalties. Bradford City makes 6 changes from their last outing, that 2-1 defeat to Doncaster Rovers in the league last Saturday, as Brad Halliday, Corey Evans, Lewis Richards, Callum Kavanagh, Verdane Oliver and Ollie Sanderson all come into the starting 11. Czech Diabate, Bobby Poynton, Jamie Walker, Andy Cook and Tyler Smith all drop to the bench, with Tyreek Wright dropping out of the matchday squad. Aldershot themselves make 4 changes from their last outing, a 2-0 defeat at Hartlepool in the league, as Dan Ellison, Christian Magoma, Theo Widrington, Jack Barham all come in. Lachlan Bird, Ashley Akpan, James Henry and Heidi Gandor dropping to the Aldershot bench. Bradford City in their usual home colours, claret and amber striped shirt, black shorts, black socks, with a poppy on the front of the shirt. Aldershot Town in their away colours, black shirt, white shorts, white socks. And we are underway. BBC Radio Leeds, West Yorkshire Sport for your Saturday afternoon. FA Cup action for you. Former City winger Andy Kiwami with us in the commentary position, as Aldershot have an early opportunity on the left side. It's Scott's crossing, flat ball brought under control on the edge of the box by Barrett, wriggling round, laying it off, sent back to Scott, and then his ball that was hung up towards the back post had too much on it, and it goes behind for a Bradford City goal kick. The Bantams attacking from left to right as we see it in this first half. Andy Kiwamya, and already just a little warning sign that Aldershot, albeit a league beneath Bradford City, have got something about them.
Yeah, they've come with a bright start, haven't they? Jamie just wanting to play and get the ball forward, but why not? It's a great stadium to be playing your football in this afternoon.
34 places separate these two sides. Aldershot Town 17th in the National League table. Just 1 league win in their last 10 league outings. They secured their spot in the first round proper draw after a dramatic late victory against Bath City, scoring in the 8th minute of additional time. It's not the first time these two sides have met in the FA Cup. That came as recently as 9 years ago, as Aldershot have it on the right side. Bradford City progressing through on that occasion after Aldershot forced a replay. Here they are on the right side, taking it into the box. Shepherd diving in, bringing his man to the floor. Attack still alive. Cross is blocked by Shepherd, and he manages to scythe the ball away. It was Barham at the heart of that. Cameron Hargreaves had made great ground into the box, and it was he who fell to the floor as Richards brings it forward for Bradford City on the left side, feeding it through for Kavanagh, who's made the run. Didn't quite find the connection with his cross as it went into the box, and it's collected by the keeper, Dewhurst.
Yes, great play from Aldershot, with Hargreaves getting into the box, showing a great pace down that right hand side.
Widrington, one of the 4 changes made by his dad, the Aldershot manager, Tommy Widrington, in charge. Theo, his son, number 8 on his back, playing in the midfield. Sanderson for Bradford City, 2.5 minutes into this game, 0-0. Shepherd at the midway point of the Aldershot half. Smallwood back to Shepherd. Shepherd rolling away from his man, Smallwood lifting it. Richards makes the run on the left side, but that pass was nowhere near the Bradford City advancing fullback, collected by Dewhurst. Aldershot have it on the right of their defence. Meniezi, one of the more experienced Football League players in this Aldershot side, over 100 EFL appearances split over League 1 and League 2. Another one of those is Frost, who's on the ball now, the former Harrogate man. Out to the left, Scott into the feet of Barrett, the number 10. And he just lays it off for Widrington. Widrington, crossfield ball out to that right side. Jones with the control, plays the 1-2 with Hargreaves. Jones into Widrington. Widrington looking for Barrett, but Bradford City win it back. Richards on the left side, goes central with his pass. Evans on full debut for Bradford City, gives it to Smallwood. Byrne then squares it right for Halliday, and Bradford City start again, although Halliday just takes a moment on the ball, and he had Barrett clipping at his heels, putting him under pressure. Sam Walker has it, now Neil Byrne on the edge of Bradford City's penalty area. Not that big a crowd in this afternoon, we expected that really. Shepherd lifting it onto the head of Oliver. Oliver nodding it down for Kavanagh. Kavanagh shooting. It's a good block by Menzies. And Aldershot looked to get it away with Widdrington in the middle of the park, lifting it forward, looking for the run of Barham. Barham beating Shepherd to it and bringing it down, holding off Shepherd, giving it back to Widdrington. Widdrington then feeding it through for Barrett. Barrett, pocket of space inside the box, has a shot that's blocked. It propels up into the air and Halliday gets it away. Richards on the left side takes it around Hargreaves, feeds it down the line for Oliver, who falls to the floor, put under pressure by McGowan, manages to work it back down that line for Richards. Now Evans for Smallwood. Evans once more. Halliday on this right side. You can see Aldershot are being instructed to press and press early, but that's exposed space in behind that Ben may exploit. Ben crossing from the right. Oliver is there. Kavanagh lifted over the crossbar, aimed in towards the near post. It went through Verdane Oliver, and there was Callum Kavanagh arriving on the edge of the 6-yard area, but his effort goes over the crossbar. Goal kick.
It was great play from Jay Ben. Great position, crossed the ball early, like you say, Jamie. Went through Verdane Oliver. Only 4. It was, yes, Callum Kavanagh, just with the outside of the right boot instead of the left foot, just side footing it, went with the outside and unfortunately over the bar.
Still searching for his first goal of the season, Callum Kavanagh. This attempt number 14. As Aldershot to play out from the back. Lifted high up into the air by Dewhurst, the keeper. Byrne with a firm header forward, but Widdrington is there, and it's a clever header by himself to pick out Frost. Now Scott on the left side. Halliday comes over to dispossess, and he gets the challenge in, runs it out of play. It will be an Aldershot throw, but that was good anticipation there from Brad Halliday.
Yeah, he read, didn't he? He read coming round the back to help defend, but it's too open, the game at the moment.
Widdrington enjoying a lot of space through the middle, and he's lifted it towards Hargreaves. Hargreaves just fails to cleanly bring that under control inside Bradford City's box. That allowed for the Bantams to clear it away, but at the concession of a corner on the left side. And you have to say, in the opening 6 minutes, it's the National League outfit that are edging this encounter.
Yeah, Theo Widdrington with lots of space. They're allowing again. They've allowed this 2v1 situation to happen, and it wouldn't surprise me if Widdrington, the manager, has spoken to Grant McCann, talking about the corners that they were able to expose for Bradford City.
Corner played short. Barrett then lifts it in there. Sanderson was the first man to head away for Bradford City. Kavanagh just leaves one in on Jones there, but Aldershot have it with Hargreaves on the halfway line now. It's Scott, left-footed ball forward as the offside flag goes up on that far side. Bradford City take the free kick quickly. Richards back to Jack Shepherd on the left side. Shepherd lifting it up the left channel, not finding Verdane Oliver. That was the target, and Hargreaves mops up possession for Aldershot, who are seeing a lot of it so far. 7 minutes gone, 0-0. FA Cup first round action for you on BBC Radio Leeds and online via the BBC Sounds app. You can take us with you. You can have us on your smart speaker. You can listen to us on your mobile device or tablet. There's Aldershot again, attack on the left side. Good cover from Corey Evans there to dispossess Tyler Frost, and then turns away from his man. Frost didn't give up on it. Evans ball downfield, ricochets out for a Bradford City throw via Frost's deflection. Concern now for Jay Ben, who is down on the floor, looks to be hurt. Referee's blown his whistle.
It seems to have taken a knock, but where that knock is, I'm not really sure, Jamie, to be fair.
Well, his head's in the turf right now. He's on his knees, slowly getting back up to his feet. Both sets of players coming over for a drink.
Seems to be in the rib area.
And Brad Halliday's just giving him a pat on the back. Yeah, do you put that in the category of winded, or?
Yeah, I would, Jamie. Just looks as if he's winded or he's taken a hit to the stomach.
Now we'll keep an eye on that. J-Ben has been a real thorn in many opposition sides' defence in recent times. A deadline day signing taking the throat, so he's okay to carry on. Halliday crashing it downfield. Good flick from Oliver, actually, using his right boot to send it over his head. Sanderson gave chase. Aldershot clear it away. Bradford City throw on this right side. Chesterfield taking an early lead in their FA Cup first round tie with Horsham. Keep you abreast of the score lines elsewhere in the opening round of the FA Cup. Brad Halliday squares it infield for Neil Byrne. Across the defensive line it goes for Jack Shepherd as we enter the 10th minute on BBC Radio Leeds. Neil Byrne once more in the heart of that back three, looking for a diagonal, seeing the run of Sanderson. Sanderson going up for the header, beaten to it by Ellison, but J-Ben is there to pick up the second ball. Sanderson then held by Ellison, the on-loan Bristol Rovers defender. This is where Aldershot look dangerous. When Bradford City have it in their defensive line, Barham, Barrett and Hargreaves all pressing in unison as well, Andy.
Yeah, that's what you want from your opposition team. Sometimes as a manager you want them to not give, especially the quality that Bradford City have in the midfield and up front, they don't want them to have it, get it on the ball, and that's what they've done really well. Aldershot, they've pressed.
Halliday, nice ball into the feet of Oliver laying it off for Sanderson. City attacking on the right side. Sanderson has to go back to Smallwood on the halfway line. Shepherd's crying for it. Smallwood ignores him, instead goes right for Halliday. Halliday then delivers an early cross, slightly overhit. Yeah. The angle of it was perfect as it searched for Oliver, but just too much on it, and it's collected by Dewhurst, the keeper. Widdrington then carrying it into traffic, dispossessed by Evans. And now City can bring it forward with numbers. Oliver sees his chance saved. Evans then sees that shot saved. Dewhurst coming out to meet Kavanagh, who can't get a shot away. It's cleared out towards Ben on this right side. Smallwood just chops it towards Sanderson. Aldershot will clear it away, and Oliver will be wondering how he hasn't scored that chance, Andy.
What a gilt of a chance that is for Darren Oliver. He only needs to flick it over the goalkeeper. I think he felt that he'd already finished the chance off and not taken into account that the goalkeeper was going to make it difficult for him.
Evans with a diagonal ball looking for J-Ben. It's well defended in the end. It was Jones that was back there for Aldershot. Sends it behind, and I think it's a corner for Bradford City as Lewis Richards comes over to take it. So we're 0-0 in this game. Verdane Oliver fashioning the game's best chance so far, but failed to convert one-on-one. Slipped through by Evans. City though do have this corner in front of the Bradford end, the Dallas stand. Richards with a left-footed in-swinger. It's allowed to bounce, and Byrne just can't turn it home as he jumped towards the ball. It was always going away from him, and it's an Aldershot goal kick.
What a great corner into the box. You cannot do any more, ask any more from the corner taker, Lewis Richards. But again, Verdane Oliver and the rest of the forwards, Ollie Sanderson, Callum Kavanagh, nowhere to be seen.
It's chances like that Verdane Oliver really needs to convert if he is to stake a real competitive claim to be in that League 11. As Halliday with a high boot catches Barham, but players allowed to continue. Then Ben is late on Barham, who's in the wars a little bit at the moment, rolling around holding his right ankle. Not much sympathy coming from the main stand. A few City fans just telling him to get back up to his feet. There will be a free kick. There's no question about that. Craig Hicks, the man in the middle, only officiated 2 previous Bradford City games, the last of which coming on the final day of that COVID hit season, when Morecambe came away 2-0 victors against then Mark Truman and Connor Sellers led Bradford City. Barham seems to be okay, so getting on the good side of the fans here at Valley Parade. The Aldershot forward. And it's Barrett that will take for the visitors. So this free kick, left side, just in from the near touchline. Barrett drills it in towards the back post. It beats Oliver's attempted head, and instead it's crashed away by Smallwood on defensive duty. Hargreaves brings that down for Aldershot. Widrington now just inside the centre circle. Dane Oliver providing the intervention once more, this time jumping towards that pass, but Aldershot still have it. Frost lifting it towards Barrett on this near side. Barrett up against Halliday. Frost making the overlapping run. He uses Frost. Frost then into the feet of Hargreaves, plays the 1-2, goodness me, and then the offside flag goes up on the right side. But the movement, the short, sharp passing nature of that attack, Aldershot have come to give Bradford City a real go here, Andy Kiwami.
They certainly have, Jamie, and it's been interesting, the confidence that they showed in and around the box to play those one-touch passes. It's really something that Bradford City are not used to seeing from the opposition.
I guess the challenge for Aldershot, who continue to try and apply a high press as City build out from the back, is how long can they keep that going for in this encounter. But no doubt they and many other non-league teams will have been buoyed on by what Tamworth were able to produce last night on the television cameras, beating Huddersfield Town of League One fame. It's a real cup upset, that. As Widrington sending a through ball over the top, looking for Frost, just put to the floor by Jay Ben. Rather soft nudge, which manager Widrington wasn't that much of a fan of, as he explains to the fourth official. So it's a goal kick instead.
Yeah, we're seeing Theo Widrington at the moment with so much space in midfield that he's been able to dictate play, and I'm sure that's going to be one of the points that Graham Alexander's going to need to address at half time if he doesn't do it sooner.
Sanderson dropping deep to receive that Smallwood pass, then takes it in to Aldershot's half, switches the play out to the left side. 15 minutes gone, 0-0 on BBC Radio Leeds. Kavanagh holds the ball up, Menayezi coming in from behind, and he's dispossessed Kavanagh. Aldershot have it on the right, and they build as well. Nice passing to open up some space. Widrington, who's seeing a lot of the ball at the moment, as you rightly pointed out, Andy Kiwami. Ball back at the feet of Dewhurst, the former Sheffield United Academy product. Dewhurst drills it downfield. Shepherd gets up well, beats Barham to it in the air, but it's only as far as Widrington, and again he is very much pulling the strings for Aldershot. Hargreaves dispossessed by Evans and Smallwood. Kavanagh for Oliver. Oliver turns away from Magoma and then works it right for Ben. Ben back to Halliday on the halfway line. That's better from Bradford City. Halliday turning around, looking for options, waiting for options, not seeing that many, because every time he identifies a passing lane, all of a sudden there's a player in a black shirt just cutting out that pass, cutting out that option, Andy. Yeah,
they've well drilled our Aldershot, and right now they're playing the perfect way to really stifle Bradford City, and Bradford City need to find a way and a tempo that really exposes their weaknesses.
Halliday's pass is wayward, intercepted. First time ball from Frost, tries to release Barham on the left side of the Aldershot attack, but Halliday makes amends for that passing error, and now Evans has it for Bradford City on full debut. Sanderson again dropping deep to receive the pass. Nice footwork to evade his man, but Oliver dispossessed by Magoma, who seemingly in this game has been handed one responsibility, and that is to mark Verdane Oliver. Frost back to Widrington. Aldershot seeing a lot more of the ball at the moment. Scott, who has his first name on his back, Ollie. Don't often see that. Laurie Evans, Verdane Oliver, back to goal. Plays it back to Neil Byrne. Verdane Oliver with the game's best chance so far. Slipped through one-on-one, failed to convert. Dewhurst providing the save, and Verdane Oliver in goal for Bradford City. Not been in great volume since he arrived at the football club, I think it's fair to say. 18 minutes into this encounter, 0-0. Aldershot have it on the right side with this throw. Menayezi, orange booted, throws forward, and they've travelled in their numbers, Aldershot. Credit to them, that's a great effort. Long old journey up north to watch this fixture. Sam Walker for Bradford City. Neil Byrne receives that pass. Smallwood Plays the 1-2 with Byrne. And then brings it towards the centre circle. Smallwood lifting it for a retreating Kavanagh. His touch takes it to Shepherd on the left side. Shepherd then, channel ball forward looking for Oliver's run. That's intercepted by Menzies, and now Barham holding it up, trying to feed it back to Widdrington, but Smallwood was equal to it. Byrne challenged by Ellison, behind on Sanderson, brings the forward to the floor and does so unfairly, and it's a free kick for Bradford City, 40 to 45 yards out left of centre.
Yeah, it was quite a robust challenge, wasn't it? You know, Ollie Sanderson and Bradford City with this free kick need to really raise the tempo of this game, because it just seems like they're playing at such a leisurely pace that Aldershot are not having to raise their game to really challenge Bradford City at the moment.
Smallwood's free kick looking for Shepherd. May find Shepherd. Shepherd's header was straight on the back of an Aldershot player. Danger not clear though. Attack still alive for Bradford City, but then there's a foul. There's a cluster of players went up for the ball right on the penalty spot, and that attack breaks down. 20 minutes into this encounter, or just about anyway, Andy Kiwami, what do you make to the match-up so far?
Yeah, I feel that it's been a lot of Aldershot really dictating the play and the way that they've gone about the game. They will be happier of the two managers. What they've not really got to do, Bradford City, is raise this tempo and see if Aldershot can keep up.
It's an empty old stadium when there's not that many in, and you can see that from the fact that the Midland Road stand, other than the away fans that populate it, is completely sparse. As Barrett switches the play out towards Scott on this near side. Scott then towards the edge of the box, feeds it through for Frost. Frost back to goal, has Halliday for company, back down the line he goes with that pass. Ellison. Bradford City have pushed Aldershot back into the centre circle. Magoma out to the right side, they switch the play. Jones the captain, nice ball into the feet of Barrett. Barrett put under pressure by Halliday, tries to get the shot away, but Halliday does what Halliday does, stood his ground, dispossessed Aldershot's number 10, and City come away with it with Smallwood. Nice pass towards Oliver, just couldn't bring that under control, and Sanderson then tries to keep the attack alive. It's passed back all the way to the keeper, Dewhurst, who sends it long downfield. Shepherd gets up well, wins the aerial duel, but Aldershot have the second ball, and Evans slips, Smallwood slips on the surface, I beg your pardon. Widdrington there for Aldershot. There's a lot of space in the middle, isn't there, Andy? Hargreaves this time. Yeah,
it's been since the beginning of the game. It just doesn't seem to Bradford City have got hold of the midfield. They just seem to be quite casual in marshalling that area.
Barrett looking for the 1-2, and Byrne comes over to intercept and provide the challenge that needed to be made, because once again Barrett looking lively on the edge of Bradford City's penalty area. Aimless ball downfield looking for Oliver, who either wasn't on the same wavelength or the pass wasn't quite right. And make no mistake, it's Aldershot that are the better of the two sides so far in this encounter. They're edging it, they're seeing a lot more of the ball, and they're picking up more promising positions. Frost to Scott on this near side. Jay Ben dispossesses him well and then gets the second challenge in, but it ricochets up into the air and brought under control by Hargreaves, whose header though is straight to Smallwood, and City have it with Shepherd. Smallwood inside the centre circle. Feels very pedestrian, Andy Kiwami. Not much movement when Smallwood has it at his feet.
Yeah, it's a bit concerning, I've got to say, because they're trying to... We talked before the game about showing respect to the team, but I think they're showing them too much respect, and they're not getting close enough to them to make these challenges that you would expect from an FA Cup tie.
Well, they've got a chance here with Evans. Squares it right for the arriving Halliday. City take it into Aldershot's half. Jay Ben on this right side. Back to Evans. Evans. Short pass forward for Ben. He gives it back to Evans. Congested in the middle of the park as Kavanagh runs into traffic. Ricochets out to Smallwood, mind. And then Sanderson sends it left for Jack Shepherd. Quarter way through this game. 0-0 on BBC Radio Leeds and BBC Sounds. Smallwood lifting it towards Oliver. Ellison gets a glancing touch on that may go behind for a corner. Scott did all he could to try and prevent the ball from crossing the bar line, but he fails in doing so, and therefore Bradford City will have a corner on this right side.
Yeah, Richie Smallwood showing the blueprint for Bradford City as as to how they're going to win the game. They've got to get the ball forward earlier into those dangerous areas so that they can be more of a goal threat, because at the moment, with all the possession that they've had, they've not really had any attempts on goal.
Richards made to wait as the referee Craig Hicks just has a word with players from both sides as they're ready for this set piece. Richards just knocks it for Jay Ben. Jay Ben gives it back to Richards. 2-on-1 situation. Richards deep ball in towards the back post. Menezes heads away and as far as Smallwood tries to touch away from his man. Gives it to Richards on this right side. Jay Ben then will cross. Good ball. And it's sent away by Jones for Aldershot. And then Evans loses out with Barham. Barham then going for an early ball, looking for the run of Barrett on the right side. It would have been 1-on-1 with Halliday, but Halliday was equal to that pass. Smallwood giving it to Halliday. Halliday right for Evans on this right side. City have it inside their own half, but Jay Ben put under pressure again by a marauding Ollie Scott coming high up the field on this near touchline. Neil Byrne, diagonal ball this time out to the left side looking for Richards. The header down from Aldershot takes it out for a throw which Shepherd takes quickly. Kavanagh infield to Smallwood. Smallwood then for Sanderson, picks it up with a pocket of space to work into, can't get the shot away, instead sends it right for Ben. Ben's cross is blocked. That'll come out to Halliday first time, and it just goes wide of the near post. A volleyed effort and corner is the signal.
Brad Halliday is showing Bradford City forwards where the goal is on the pitch, because we've not had a goal threat apart from Bradford Oliver going through with a little chip that was saved by the goalkeeper. Again, it was a great strike from Brad Halliday, hitting it first time from 25 yards on the volley, and the keeper just parrying it. He seemed to just parry it wide, get a slight deflection.
The faintest of touches from Marcus Dewhurst there as he dove down to his left, as Ben then swings in a ball towards the back post. It is in the back of the net, but the offside flag had gone up early and that will not count.
Yeah, it's a great ball into the box again by Jay Ben. It was met by Jack Shepherd, I think, at the far post, but again, Bradford City need to show that kind of quality in and around the box and that goal threat, because at the moment they're just quite passive in going forward and waiting for these opportunities.
It does feel like that effort has just lifted the crowd. Prior to the volley from Brad Halliday, is this a library? Was the chant going around the stadium from the away fans? Can't really argue with it, to be honest, but there's not much to be excited about up until that shot. I think it's fair to say, from a Bradford City perspective anyway. Brad Halliday with a throw now on the right. So City just about knocking on the door now, but it's still Aldershot that have looked the more lively, I have to say. 26 minutes gone in this game. It's 0-0. And we'll burn out to the left side for Bradford City. Newport County are 2-0 up in their first round tie at home to Peterborough. Barnsley lead away at Port Vale. Jay Ben trying to get on the end of that Neil Byrne crossfield ball. Nods it down for Sanderson. Sanderson then for Ben. Ben back down the line for Halliday. Halliday returns it to Jay Ben. Ben drifting in field. Doesn't get the cross right, but it's cleared only as far as Smallwood. That's a better ball. Looking for Kavanagh's run at the back post. Sanderson may get a shot away, but Menezes crashes that downfield for Aldershot. And then Barham turns Byrne. Barham's on his own, and Halliday, great challenge, retreating challenge, just picked the pocket of Barham and then sees his clearance blocked out for a Bradford City throw.
They've got to be careful, Bradford City. Yes, Brad Halliday went on the overlap with Jay Ben there, didn't get the ball, had to get back, leaving Bradford City one-on-one. It was a great challenge on recovery, but got to be careful, got to have a 2v1 back there just in case. They got done against Doncaster last week. They can't get done again.
Brad Halliday on the ball right now, lifting it. Bradford Oliver, like he was having his shirt pulled there by Magoma. City still have it. Evans feeds it into the path of Shepherd on the left side. Oh, that's a nice ball through for Richards. Richards into the box, crossing, looking for Sanderson. That one sent away by Magoma, only as far as Shepherd. Evans takes over. Left-footed ball is deflected behind. Corner Bradford City.
That was excellent from Lewis Richards. He laid it back, unlike Tyreek White last week, where he was just putting the ball into the box. He laid it back for Ollie Sanderson. Ollie Sanderson wasn't able to get to it just because the defender read it well.
It's the first time that one of either Jay Ben or Lewis Richards has really managed to get in behind. Corner from the left, it's a Smallwood delivery. Kavanagh flicks it on at the near post and then it goes through everybody as Byrne attempted to meet the ball, claims he was tripped by Ellison, waved away by the officials, and it's an Aldershot throw on this near left touchline. 0-0 as we approach the half-hour mark on BBC Radio Leeds and on BBC Sounds FA Cup first round action for you.
Been some great balls from Bradford City into the box. They've just not been able to capitalise on them, been in too early or not arriving in the right time.
Throw taken up the line by Scott, headed forward, Ben, and then Sanderson challenging. Ellison sends it back up into the air. Ben heads it towards Sanderson, and eventually falls to the floor where Widdrington goes long in his own right, and Barham nods it down for Frost. Frost picks up the second ball, just twisting and turning away from Smallwood. Widdrington shifting the play out to the right side. That draws a warm round of applause from his father and manager. Barrett back to Widdrington Junior. Magoma. Ooh, good touch to get through Kavanagh's press. That's well played by Magoma.
Was.
On the right side, Jones back to Magoma, who was sent off in the previous round. Red card against Bath City. As Scott feeds it through for the diagonal run of Hargreaves. Danger now for Bradford City as Ben and Scott both collide inside the box. The referee blows his whistle. Free kick Bradford City.
That was good play from Aldershot. 9 passes, getting into the opposition area. He was just unlucky on that final pass, but it was good reading of the game and the possession by the defender of Bradford City that just got round him and covered really well.
I should also remind you that this isn't the only commentary we have for you on BBC Radio Leeds this Saturday afternoon. Championship action for you at Elland Road. Leeds United at home to Plymouth Argyle is on FM. Leeds have just taken the lead in that game. Dan James on the score sheet. Meanwhile, on the BBC Sport website, you can listen to Guiseley's FA Cup first round encounter away at League One Stevenage. Quite the job that Mark Bauer is doing at Nethermoor Park, and quite the day out for the Guiseley faithful. Could they pull off what would be an enormous upset? Bradford City,
oh my word,
have just been opened up here. Barham inside the box, chance left-footed, top corner. Brilliant goal from Aldershot. Barham fed through, brought the ball under control just inside the box, took his time and curled it left-footed into the top corner, and Aldershot take the lead at Bradford City, and you cannot decry them of that. 32 minutes gone, Bradford City 0, Aldershot 1.
Yeah, it was no surprise. It was Vidane Oliver got robbed, sloppy in the midfield, great pass to Barnum, and Barnum, what a finish. It's a dream finish for somebody in midfield, and then running onto it to a forward, just put it in the top corner. Sam Walker, no chance.
You can't help but feel that Bradford City just need a wake-up call in this game. Not at the races at all. And Jack Barham, well, he scored in the first round of the FA Cup last season. In fact, he got a hat-trick in what was a famous victory, 7-4 against League 2 Swindon Town, and he's got himself a goal here at Valley Parade. Great finish as well.
Wonderful finish, he'll be proud of that. He knew what he was doing, he cut inside and just sized up the goal, and again, for me, for him to have that much space in the box, it was criminal from a Bradford's perspective, because it just shows me that they've asked questions that Aldershot have answered with the goal.
Evans with a lofted through ball. Sanderson's made the run, has it on the far side, but just marshalled by Meniezi, and then getting the throw as well as the clearance ricocheted off the trailing heel of Sanderson, and it's right in front of the travelling Aldershot faithful, and Barham raced over to that far corner to celebrate with them, and they are full of voice, understandably so. Bradford City just haven't really got going, Andy. Would that be a fair thing to say?
Absolutely, Jamie. They've not really shown the quality that, I mean, it should have been played in the same spirit as the game that was played last Saturday against Doncaster, but they've dropped the standard, dropped the level, and shown them Aldershot the same respect that they showed Doncaster last week, and that's why they're 1-0 down, because really you cannot give that much time and space to any team.
Keeper Dewhurst has it for Aldershot. It is they who lead the National League outfit here at Bradford City, and as we've said throughout this game, the balance of play, you can't really argue with it.
No, they've played well, they've got the ball down, they've pressed well, they've made it very difficult for Bradford City, and they've shown quality when they've had it in the final third.
Yeah, more quality than Bradford City have shown.
Absolutely.
At the opposite end of the field, Widdrington there, again lofted through ball looking for Barrett. Second ball picked up by Barham, the goal scorer, leaves it for Frost.
Look at the time.
Widdrington again will shoot from distance, swirling effort that just goes over the crossbar. It was right at Sam Walker, who more than likely would have had that covered, but I guess the argument there is, why does Widdrington have that time and space in that area of the field, Andy Kiwami?
Yeah, they've not adapted. Even now you can see that the matchup suits Aldershot, because they're able to just send players across to the side and press the ball, and Bradford City have not found a way out.
35 minutes into this game, Bradford City 0, Aldershot Town 1. Jack Barham on the score sheet for the National League side. Brilliant left-footed effort into the far top corner of Sam Walker's goal. Bradford City just haven't really got going in this tie. Dane Oliver with a golden chance to open the scoring, failed to convert when he was slipped through one-on-one. Brad Halliday has come close with a volleyed effort first time from just outside the area, but it's Aldershot that have applied the pressure more.
They've just dropped Callum Kavanagh into midfield now to stop Bridgerton getting on with the getting on with the ball, Widdrington, and that should have been done maybe earlier, because it's been obvious for a long time. We said it in commentary that, you know, that much space and time that they're getting shouldn't be allowed.
Well, less 3-4-3, more 3-4-1-2.
1-2, yeah.
Sanderson and Oliver, the front two. Bradford City with it all to do. Corey Evans into Kavanagh, who now picks up that central spot. Lays it off for the arriving Halliday. Just feels rather static at the moment, and you can't help but feel that they're missing that ingenuity, that creative spark that Messrs Walker and Poynton bring to that midfield. Dane Oliver nodding it down for Kavanagh first time, left-footed volley cannons into the thigh of Maniese, and Aldershot get the ball away, only as far as Neil Byrne, lifting it again with a diagonal ball that's cut out by Jones, and then just gifted back to the keeper Dewhurst. And what do you make to the midfield at the moment?
Well, they've really adapted now to what should have been done at the start of the game. They've dropped somebody back in to a low-line midfield player, and allowing now the press to be more. Bradford can press more, as long as Callum Kavanagh doesn't get carried away. He's got two jobs to do, when he's with the ball and when he's without the ball.
Jay Ben has managed to get goal side. Evans looks to pick him, but well defended there by Aldershot. Ellison and Scott teaming up on Ben, cutting out that pass, but Evans was there for Bradford City to do the same. And now Bradford City have it on the right side with Brad Halliday. 8 minutes to go in this first half. City 0, Aldershot Town 1. Corey Evans with the ball at his feet. City searching for an equaliser. Jay Ben receiving that pass, chesting it down for Halliday. Halliday poking it forward, but only as far as Ollie Scott. Small with a sliding challenge. This possesses Barham. Barham says, "I'll have a bit of that back, thank you very much." And he puts Small to the floor, and Aldershot have it. It's a poor pass, wayward pass by Jones, and it's gifted the possession straight back to Bradford City. Kavanagh through for Verdane Oliver, forced wide and right. Oliver will cross, that's blocked, turn behind, corner Bradford City.
Yeah, that's a lot better from Bradford City. I think they can go into Oliver a lot earlier to really put their back three under pressure, because they're trying to play through the thirds, and it's best to stretch the defence and allow Oliver and the rest of the players to come into the game.
Well, Verdane Oliver will be one of many targets in the eye line of Lewis Richards and Jay Ben on this corner. Richards delivers it.
Great ball.
And it's just tipped over the crossbar. It was Verdane Oliver on the end of it. Wasn't a headed effort. He threw his body at it and managed to get a toe that directed it towards the goal. And Marcus Dewhurst tips it over his crossbar, and it will be another corner Bradford City.
Yeah, it was a great ball. These balls into box have been real quality from Lewis Richards. But what they've got to do with Bradford City a little bit more is lose their men. They seem to be under so much pressure from static defending.
City just building some pressure here. The referee making Smallwood wait. Corner from the left. This time it's deep. Looking for Neil Byrne. And it again just seems to go through him. Jay Ben will do everything he can to keep it in play. He was in a foot race with Dewhurst, the goalkeeper. Aldershot throw on this near touchline.
I think at half time that Graham Alexander has got his work cut out to raising his team for the tempo of the game, because they've just played it like it's a practice match. They've not really gone out there and really put Aldershot to the sword as we saw last week. The first half performance was excellent, second half 20 minutes towards the end was excellent, but in the middle that's how they've started this game.
Oh, Halliday's passes another wayward as he hits it first time. Smallwood looks frustrated, cuts a frustrated figure, shouts at Halliday, maybe has a word with Burns, shake of the head. Continues to have a go. I think I'm trying to think of a better way of putting it, but it seems to be having a go.
Yeah, he seems to have let the frustrations get the better of him, and you can't do that, especially as captain.
Blonde-haired Ellison throws up the line, long throw as well, beats the head of Barham. Halliday gets it away. And Oliver with the touch for Kavanagh. Opportunity now for Bradford City. Kavanagh feeds it through for Sanderson. Sanderson with a chance!
Oh my word!
Spurns his effort wide, went left-footed. No deflection. Goal kick is the signal.
Only the missing the execution. What a chance! But again, it's not deliberate into Verdane Oliver, but because they go long, Kavanagh is the recipient of the ball that he misses, and then he plays it through to Ollie Sanderson. Ollie Sanderson does everything so correct, but the finish, the applied finish was wide instead of on goal.
And again, another chance, another opening for Bradford City that they fail to convert. You're absolutely right, just missing that final clinical conviction in their attacking play at the moment, Bradford City. Will they rue those missed opportunities? That's the golden question right now, as Halliday fouls Scott on this near left side, and there's a free kick for Aldershot Town high up the field.
What you don't want to do in an FA Cup tie is come away from the game saying you were unlucky. Nothing to do with luck.
Take your chances.
Take your chances, kill the game off.
Yep. And they have had those, Bradford City. Sanderson, the most recent recipient of such chance. Bradford City now defending. Barrett standing over this free kick on the left. Right-footed ball.
Oh no.
Headed towards goal, and it's tipped away and around the post by Sam Walker. It was Ellison with a headed effort, and it forced a good save out of Sam Walker. Corner.
Yeah, it's a great ball in, and it was Ellison on challenge that got his header in on goal, but it's great round the post save from Sam Walker.
City defending once more. Barrett with the corner in towards the near post.
No.
A couple of touches and it goes wide. I think in the end it was Frost for Aldershot. The initial touch may have been off a Bradford City head, but that was a chance for Aldershot to make it 2-0, no doubt.
They're living dangerously, Bradford City. They didn't know anything about that ball going wide. It looked to me from where I was it was going to nestle in the net.
living dangerously might even feel like an over-exaggeration at the moment. It's not. You could perceive it to be an underestimation, because that was very close. Oliver manages to get it down for Kavanagh. Don't think he meant it. Richards gives it back to Kavanagh. Kavanagh looks up, sees the run of Oliver, crosses towards him. Ellison heads away. Jay Ben on the second ball, takes a touch, brings it down. Good challenge from Scott, just to direct it away from Jay Ben, who was readying to pull the trigger. You feel Halliday through for Evans. This game's just opened up slightly. Evans, left-footed cross, looking for Oliver, finding Oliver again, having his shirt pulled, and there could be a comical goal that lands on the roof of the net. Well, if that had gone in, I don't think I would have ever seen a goal quite like that. It was Jones looking to clear, crashed it on the back of Callum Kavanagh, who didn't know much about it, and it agonisingly looped towards Aldershot's goal, but as I say, landed on the roof of the net, and it's quite a sad indictment of City's play. That's the closest they've come in this game. Yeah, it is real sad indictment that they've not been able to do a lot better with the chances that they've had. 30 seconds of normal time remaining in this first half. FA Cup first round action for you on BBC Radio Leeds, and it's the National League side Aldershot Town that lead by 1-0. City have had their chances, but Aldershot are standing firm to that challenge, and Barham has thumped it into the hand of Brad Halliday. The referee blows his whistle, so it will be a free kick for Aldershot.
Aldershot are really enjoying themselves. They're putting the ball down, running. There's 44 minutes on the clock, and Aldershot are running like they want to keep playing and playing and playing. You know, they're not playing trying to play the clock down. They're happy to keep playing.
One additional minute then is the signal. Witherington with the free kick in towards the back post region. Shepherd heads away, comes out to Jones. Jones volleys it back towards the 6-yard area, but it's allowed to bounce and collected by Sam Walker. Walker then looks to get Bradford City on their way, but the referee blows his whistle. Verdane Oliver there walking over to the official, Craig Hicks, suggesting that there was an elbow towards him. Smallwood's unhappy, so we've not seen this, but clearly the players have, hence why they protest towards the referee. It's Roland Menezes, the player in question for Aldershot. I mean, it's an age-old thing, we've said it all season, that particularly Verdane Oliver and Andy Cook, they have some rather robust defending against them maybe, and he hasn't been able to tear himself away from the defenders that have been marking him.
Yeah, he seems to have sometimes been pinned by the defender, and that is difficult.
He had all that break in play to figure out what had gone on, the referee using up the time, and then as Sam Walker ready to take the free kick, he blew his whistle for half time. So we are at the halfway break here at Bradford City. FA Cup first round at Valley Parade, and it's the Bantams of League 2 that trail to Aldershot of the National League. It is they who lead at the break. Bradford City 0, Aldershot Town 1.
Surprising, Andy Kawami, what did you make to that first half?
No, I'm not surprised one bit. You know, the way that they've come out in the first half, they've not really put Aldershot under any pressure. They've not closed them down. They've shown them the respect that you would have expected them to show Doncaster. But Aldershot have really enjoyed this room at Valley Parade, and have been good for the good value for the goal.
Seems as if at times Aldershot have just had so much space to work, and I think we mentioned on a few occasions that first half, Witherington constantly with so much time on the ball.
Yeah, he was able to sit in midfield, and nobody for large parts of the game coming to close him down. And when you give somebody of any level that time and space, yeah, they're going to hurt you, and he certainly did that at times with some of his passing.
It was a point we mentioned last week, Bradford City's ability or inability to be as clinical as they need to be, and we've seen that again in that first half. They had chances, hadn't they? Oliver and Sanderson both in 1-on-1 on the keeper, haven't finished. There's been corners that have looked threatening, just nothing sticking.
Yeah, they've been wasteful in their chances, and they'll be disappointed because they could be 4 goals up and cruising in this game. Instead they're 1-0 down, and struggling to get into the game, and that's going to be a real challenge, because before you know, the second half will come and go, and if you don't really put this team to the sword, you could be seeing yourself out of the FA Cup having not really shown up for two of the halves that you were playing.
What needs to change in the second half of Bradford City?
They need to change the fact that they're showing this team too much respect. It's an FA Cup tie. You've got to play it like it's an FA Cup tie. You know, you don't get opportunities to get replays. It's got to be finished on the day, so you've got to really go at it and take your chances, be clinical, and really make this team work for their win.
Any half-time changes, do you reckon, from Graham Alexander? A bit of creativity, a Bobby Point and a Jamie Walker perhaps?
I think at this moment in time he could change a lot of the players on the pitch, because he's not getting the energy that's expected from the players. You know, what we see from Jamie Walker and Bobby Poynton is exactly what is needed right now to change this game.
City fans, let us know your thoughts then on that first half. The Bantams trailing by 1-0 here at Valley Parade in the first round of the FA Cup. Jamie and Andy will be back very shortly for full second half commentary here on BBC Radio Leeds. Get in touch with us, 81333 on the text, 08000 321 333 on WhatsApp. Start your messages with the letters WYS, or you can send us a post as well on X at BBC WYS. Well, as things stand, an unfavourable upset on the cards here at Valley Parade. At the break, it's Bradford City 0, Aldershot Town 1.
BBC Radio Leeds.
West Yorkshire Sport. Live.
Halliday on this right side. You can see Aldershot are being instructed to press early, but that's exposed space in behind that Ben may exploit. Ben crossing from the right, Oliver is there, Kavanagh lifted over the crossbar, aimed in towards the near post, it went through Verdane Oliver, and there was Callum Kavanagh arriving on the edge of the 6-yard area, but his effort goes over the crossbar. Goal kick. Neil Byrne, diagonal ball, this time out to the left side looking for Richards. The header down from Aldershot takes it out for a throw, which Shepherd takes quickly. Kavanagh infield to Smallwood then for Sanderson, picks it up with a pocket of space to work into, can't get the shot away, instead sends it right for Ben. Ben's cross is blocked, that'll come out to Halliday first time, and it just goes wide of the near post. A volleyed effort, and corner is the signal. Bradford City,
Oh my word,
have just been opened up here. Barham inside the box, chance left-footed, top corner. Brilliant goal from Aldershot. Barham fed through, brought the ball under control just inside the box, took his time and curled it left-footed into the top corner, and Aldershot take the lead at Bradford City, and you cannot decry them of that. 32 minutes gone, Bradford City 0, Aldershot 1. This feels rather static at the moment, and you can't help but feel that they're missing that ingenuity, that creative spark that Messrs Walker and Poynton bring to that midfield. Verdane Oliver nodding it down for Kavanagh first time, left-footed volley cannons into the thigh of Maniazi. Richards delivers it,
great ball,
and it's just tipped over the crossbar. It was Verdane Oliver on the end of it. Wasn't a headed effort, he threw his body at it and managed to get a toe that directed it towards the goal, and Marcus Dewhurst tips it over his crossbar, and it will be another corner Bradford City. Oliver with the touch for Kavanagh. Opportunity now for Bradford City. Kavanagh feeds it through for Sanderson. Sanderson with a chance!
Oh my word,
Spurns his effort wide, went left-footed. No deflection. Goal kick is the signal. Bradford City now defending. Barrett standing over this free kick on the left. Right-footed ball.
Oh no.
Headed towards goal, and it's tipped away and around the post by Sam Walker. It was Ellison with a headed effort, and it forced a good save out of Sam Walker. Corner. This game's just opened up slightly. Evans, left-footed cross, looking for Oliver, finding Oliver again, having his shirt pulled, and there could be a comical goal that lands on the roof of the net. Well, if that had gone in, I don't think I would have ever seen a goal quite like that. It was Jones looking to clear, crashed it on the back of Callum Kavanagh, who didn't know much about it, and it agonisingly looped towards Aldershot's goal, but as I say, landed on the roof of the net, and it's quite a sad indictment of City's play. That's the closest they've come in this game.
So that's how it sounded in the first half here at Valley Parade. Full second half commentary on the way, and a big second half needed by Bradford City to overturn this 1-0 deficit against National League Aldershot. Elsewhere then in the first round of the FA Cup, these are all half-time scores in the other games. It's half-time, Barrow 0, Doncaster 0, Brackley 0, Braintree 0, Bristol Rovers 1, Weston-super-Mare 0, Burton 0, Scarborough 0, Carlisle 0, Wigan 0, Chesterfield 1, Horsham 0, Crewe 0, Dagenham and Redbridge 0, Exeter 1, Barnet 1, Gillingham 1, Blackpool 1, Grimsby 0, Wealdstone 0, Hednesford Town 2, Gainsborough Trinity 0, Maidenhead 0, Crawley 0, Newport 2, Peterborough 1, Port Vale 1, Barnsley 1, Reading 0, Fleetwood 0, Rochdale 1, Bromley 2, Rotherham 1, Cheltenham 2, Russell Olympic 0, Accrington Stanley 0, Salford 2, Shrewsbury 1, Solihull Moors 0, Maidstone 0, Southend 1, Charlton 2, Stockport 0, Forest Green 0, Swindon 0, Colchester 0, Tonbridge Angels 0, Harbour Town 1, Tranmere 1, Oldham 1, Walsall 0, Bolton 0, Woking 0, Cambridge 0, Worthing 0, Morecambe 1, Wickham 2, York 1, and our other West Yorkshire side in action at present. It's currently Stevenage 0, Guiseley 0. You can hear full commentary of that game over on the BBC Sport website and app. Just go to the football page on there for second half commentary of that one. Elsewhere in West Yorkshire, half time in the Championship, it's Leeds 3, Plymouth Argyle 0. That's our game on 92.4 FM this afternoon. And we'll just finish off with the Premier League scores. The early kick-off finished Newcastle 1, Arsenal 0, and these are all half-time elsewhere. Bournemouth 1, Man City 0, Ipswich 0, Leicester 0, Liverpool 0, Brighton 1, Nottingham Forest 1, West Ham 0, and Southampton 0, Everton 0.
BBC Radio Leeds.
West Yorkshire Sport. Live. BBC Upload.
With Hannah Sackville-Bryant.
If you're making something that might put a smile on someone else's face, I want to hear about it. BBC Upload is the place to show off your comedy, your artwork, your poetry, and you never know where it might lead. It's incredible, isn't it? Because you've gone from sending in your first poem to us, and now you've got a book out.
Well, I can't quite believe it, to be honest, but I'm really, really grateful for BBC Upload. So yeah, thank you very, very much.
No, thank you. So get involved. Head to bbc.co.uk/upload.
Tonight from 6.
BBC Radio Leeds.
West Yorkshire Sport half-time here at Valley Parade in this FA Cup first round tie. Bradford City 0, Aldershot 1. Somebody get in touch on the text, on the tweets and the WhatsApps. On WhatsApp 08321 333. There's no name on this one, but it says City think this is a reserve game. This is why I don't normally bother with non-league games such as the Cup and the Trophy games. It seems like most others think the same, judging by the crowd today. Wayne gets in touch on X at BBCWS saying, seriously, what's the point of Paul Huntington? Would rather play a right back as a centre back instead of giving him a start against a non-league side. And Robin Montenegro gets in touch saying, talk is cheap, and if there's something Graham Alexander excels at, it's talking the talk. Time and again his pre-match promises simply aren't visible on the pitch. None of us should be surprised at that shambles of a first half. That was pathetic. Plenty of you getting in touch and not pleased with this performance as things stand. City trailing by 1-0 against National League Aldershot Town in this FA Cup first round tie. Second half commentary on the way very, very shortly. Now on Monday, the 1,000-mile challenge for children in need gets underway. A team of 5 presenters and newsreaders from BBC Radio Leeds will be attempting to swim 63 lengths a day for 5 consecutive days. They're joining up with local radio colleagues from across the UK to reach the epic 1,000-mile total. It's one heck of a challenge, by the way. I've seen some of the training or heard from some of those getting involved about some of the training, and it is very, very intense, I can tell you that much. Well, the team from BBC Radio Leeds includes West Yorkshire Sport's very own Catherine Hanna and James Dayton, as well as newsreader Sarah Wakefield, BBC introducing presenter Emily Pilbeam, and Saturday daytime host Nick Ahad. Well, the team have been busy training for the last few weeks, and our breakfast presenter Rima Ahmed paid a visit to the John Charles Centre for Sport to see how they're getting on.
The 1,000-mile challenge for BBC Children in Need.
So I've made it to the John Charles Centre for Sport. I'm looking out, I've peeped over there, our swim squad are training. They are going so quickly in the water. I'm so proud of them. It's my job though to make sure that we finish this challenge for children in need. I'm here with my megaphone. Let's do this. I played you some Daniel Bedingfield, Gotta Get Through This earlier. I was hoping you could hear it. Yeah, I was like, you just gotta get through this one lane before you get to the other. I'll do it again.
Yeah. Maybe you should sing it.
Em's gotta get through this. She's gotta get through this. She's gotta swim it, gotta swim it, gotta swim it through. Completely off tone there, but I'll do anything to get you to finish this challenge, mate, honestly. What do you need from me? Snacks-wise? I know you've got a gammy knee, I don't mind giving that a little massage.
Yeah, it's kind of gross. Yeah, maybe that. Some cube jelly.
Cube jelly, yeah. I've heard that pickle juice helps with cramp.
Oh.
Yeah.
I've never had that before. But salt helps, doesn't it?
You want to try it?
Yeah, so I need pickle juice.
Yeah.
Cube jellies.
And then I just think some crisps for a job well done.
Yeah, some nice crisps.
Yeah.
Some expensive ones.
Expensive crunchy crisps. Okay, you've got a few more lengths to do before you get any of those snacks.
Okay, thanks, babes.
Get going. You're doing great. Emily Pilbeam in the water. She's got to get through this. She's got to get through this.
I'm Richard Denigan, I'm the training scheme manager for Leeds City Council Performance Training Schemes. I'm also head coach of the swimming programme. We've got international level swimmers for Great Britain all the way down to county level swimmers at our youngest level. They are doing very well considering they've got to do 5 1-mile swim back to back. That'll be a challenge in itself, but I think their endeavour and energy coming onto poolside, they seem excited, which is a little bit crazy, but willing to take on our tips. I think with Sarah and Catherine, we're just going to try and help them be a little bit more technically efficient.
Hello, it's Catherine. Who knew? Turns out I've been swimming wrong for the last 46 years. We had some really good coaching from Richard, and now I'm just going to constantly have in my head arms, legs, glide, forever. Turns out I was doing arms and legs together. That's not right, apparently. So they've completely tried to reprogram how I swim, and hopefully that will make me a bit better at it and a bit quicker at it.
Just got out of the pool there. They were amazing at giving us tips on our technique there. I just realised that I've been doing breaststroke completely wrong for the last 4 decades or whatever.
Same.
I know. I've been doing butterfly legs. I don't even know how to do butterfly. Somehow I've been doing butterfly legs all this time and not breaststroke legs. So just relearn how to do the legs, which completely going back to scratch and just couldn't move forward in the pool. But it started to practice a bit more. Yeah, the advice was be patient, learn the technique, and then ultimately you'll do better in the pool after that. But that was a lot to get my brain and my body round. It was like patting your head and rubbing your tummy at the same time.
It's Sarah Hakefield in the water. There she goes. She's actually just learned a brand new way to swim. So this is double impressive. Representing the breakfast team as well here. Look at her go. I feel like a proud mum on the sidelines.
Well, best of luck to our team of 5 swimming for BBC Radio Leeds. If you'd like to support them ahead of that 1,000-mile challenge for BBC Children in Need, just head to bbc.co.uk/swim. Right, at Valley Parade here, the two sides are back out on the pitch. Second half commentary on the way. Bradford City trailing Aldershot by a goal to 0. I'll hand you back to Andy Kawomia and Jimmy Rayner.
Thank you, Jack. Bradford City with it all to do then in this second half. 45 minutes to keep their hopes of progressing through to the second round of the FA Cup on the way. Neither side making changes at the half-time break. You wouldn't have expected that from an Aldershot perspective, but maybe from Bradford City. So Graham Alexander has given this current 11 a chance to make amends for a first-half performance that did fashion chances, but was lacking in terms of tempo, momentum, and fundamentally seeing Aldershot come out the better of the two sides, not just in scoreline but maybe in performance. Now Oliver has it inside the box, takes it out of the area, backheel through for Richards, lovely pass. Richards then attempting the cross, will fall for Kavanagh, and he swings a right-footed swiveled shot that in the end goes well wide of the far post, but it's another shot towards goal in that stat column 45 seconds into this second half on BBC Radio Leeds, DAB, Freeview 711, and because of the FA Cup, online via the BBC Sounds app or the BBC Sport website. Bradford City 0, Aldershot Town 1. Sam Walker in between the sticks for the Bantams, Brad Halliday, Neil Byrne and Jack Shepherd the back three, Jay Ben on the right side of the midfield, Lewis Richards on the left, Richie Smallwood, Corey Evans sitting slightly deeper through the middle, and then Kavanagh playing as the 10 behind the top two of Verdane Oliver and Ollie Sanderson. Brad Halliday picking the run of Jay Ben on the right side, but Magoba just covers that and lets it run out for an Aldershot Town goal kick. Marcus Dewhurst in their goal, back three of Roland Menezes, Christian Magoma and on loan Bristol Rovers defender Dan Ellison. And then Aaron Jones on the right side of the midfield, Ollie Scott on the left, and then quite a fluid midfield of Cameron Hargreaves, Theo Widdrington, Tyler Frost and Josh Barrett. And Jack Barham, the game's only goal scorer, quite a goal it was as well actually, leading the Aldershot Town line. Halliday goes up for the header, Barrett flicks it towards Frost on that left side, linking up with Barrett once more, onto his right foot. High ball has crossed in towards the edge of the box. Richards heads away for Bradford City. Kavanagh brings that down. Evans has it at his feet at the midway point of Bradford City's half. 2 minutes into this second 45. And Evans has passed, finds Sanderson, who does well to roll away from Frost. Now Smallwood with space, takes it over the halfway line, shifts it right for Jay Ben. Brad Halliday with the overlapping run. Jay Ben opts to go infield for Smallwood. Smallwood then for Sanderson. Sanderson first time pass out towards Halliday. Halliday plays it back down the line for Jay Ben. Smallwood was there to cover. He was convinced it took a final touch off an Aldershot player, but instead it's the visitors who get the throw. Thoughts on, well, firstly, what Graham Alexander may have said to his Bradford City side, Andy Kiwomya, but second, that he's stuck with the same 11.
Yeah, he's given them, well, first and foremost, he would have said to them, listen, this first half performance nowhere near good enough. You've got 45 minutes to put it right, or, sorry, not even 45, you've got 20 minutes to put it right.
Yeah.
Because the next 25 minutes will be changes.
The thoughts of former Bradford City winger Andy Kiwomya with us on BBC Radio Leeds. A competition that was kind to you, Andy, or not? FA Cup?
Yeah, I've got to be honest, we went to Everton and we got as far as the 5th round, played Sheffield Wednesday at Bradford City at Valley Parade and lost 1-0 live on Sky. You know, we were unlucky, an own goal by Nicky Moore and got Sheffield Wednesday through to the next round. But yeah, it's always been an enjoyable competition just to play in.
Yeah.
You know, the history of it, you know, and believing that you can create an upset in every team that you played.
Oh, nice touch from Kavanagh to get through Menezes, who brings Kavanagh to the floor. He was done there, no doubt about that, the Aldershot defender, so it's a free kick for Bradford City. Kavanagh's just enjoying a bit of space now as he takes on this newfound role as number 10 really of that forward line, as opposed to where he started, which was the left wing.
Yeah, he's just in central midfield where Widdrington was getting a lot of play and a lot of joy, and now he becomes the person that is able to get on the ball and really get opportunities.
Smallwood with the free kick, and there's too much on that, looking for Oliver, who just doesn't seem to ever get up for those aerial duels, just kept on the floor by Magoma. You've used the word pinned, and it's a good adjective to describe it. Evans this time, sending it over the top, Kavanagh in behind, first to it, flicks it into the path of Oliver, and Bradford City are level. Offside flag stays down. Verdane Oliver does get his goal. Great ball over the top by Evans to pick the run of Kavanagh. Kavanagh flicked it past the on-rushing keeper Dewhurst, and Verdane Oliver had the goal to aim at. Good equaliser. Bradford City back in this tie inside the first 5 minutes of the second half. 1-1.
Yeah, against the run of play, just looked as if Verdane Oliver would just got there ahead of the ball, but he timed it perfectly to score the goal from the assist from Callum Kavanagh.
Kavanagh's been threatening to do that, and that's just the energy injection that Bradford City may have needed in this game, not just for those on the field, but for those watching in the stands as well. Not much to cheer about thus far, but they are level.
Yeah, it was a good run from Callum Kavanagh to take it, just get a toe around and he unselfishly just toe poked it into the path of Verdane Oliver, the oncoming Verdane Oliver, staying onside and scoring a great goal for Bradford City in this game.
Here comes Halliday now, motoring into Aldershot's half. Flicks it up the line for Jay Ben. Jay Ben twisting, turning, playing it back down towards Brad Halliday. And Halliday forced back into his own half with that pass. Neil Byrne mops up. It was good pace, wasn't it, from Callum Kavanagh?
Yeah.
That's the off-the-shoulder runs in behind that we know he has. So a second assist for him this season, second goal for Verdane Oliver. Free kick for Aldershot as Barham and Richards grapple with one another. City have switched off here, and Hargreaves picks up space, receives the pass, plays it out to the left. Scott running into traffic, dispossessed by Jay Ben. First time ball over the top from Smallwood, releasing Verdane Oliver. Verdane Oliver then up against Ellison, running into the challenge of the retreating Scott, and not getting the throw that I think everybody in this stadium was convinced by. But the official on the far side, right in front of it, Aldershot throw. City though win it back. There's a spring in their step now, although Corey Evans has been dispossessed, and now Aldershot bring it forward. Barham into the path of Frost, scythes his effort just wide of the top right corner, cut across the ball. That all came from a moment's lapse of concentration by Corey Evans, and all of a sudden Aldershot were through.
Yeah, it was a definite lapse in concentration, and Corey just caught in possession. It was Frost who came forward, and just unleashed that shot you said with the outside of the foot, cut across it where he could have just gone straight through it, and he would have got it on target.
Kavanagh back to Shepherd. Kavanagh wanting the ball, Shepherd instead opting to go long, looking for Oliver. Maybe didn't need to do that. So Graham Alexander just screams at his back line. Menezes back to the goalkeeper Dewhurst. So 1-1 on BBC Radio Leeds and BBC Sounds. First round of the FA Cup. Bradford City responding to what was a lacklustre first half performance that saw the National League outfit, rightly so, take the lead. And even though Bradford City are level, it's still an even encounter, there's no doubt about that. Tyler Frost's effort just a moment ago, the most recent warning of that. Evans out towards Ben on the far side, and again poor pass, asking far too much of Jay Ben. Out it goes, Aldershot throw.
But to move that tempo on a little bit quicker, he didn't need to. Corey didn't need to go to, and this was what's frustrating me. Smallwood didn't need to go to him. He could have just gone straight out to the fullback or to the wing back.
So don't give it to Evans. Cut out the middle man and go straight to Ben. Yeah.
It just frustrates me when that happens, because in a game like
this, takes time.
The tempo needs to be quicker.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Does feel laboured, doesn't it? And I can't help but feel whether is it because the crowd is smaller? Is it because of the level of opposition, which it shouldn't be in any way, shape or form? But they just don't feel as at it as they were against Doncaster Rovers, for example, last week.
I totally agree, but that's down to the players. Yeah. It's not the crowd or any other attribute that might come on a match day. It's about you turning up and delivering your performance. Aldershot are putting in a shift.
Yeah, they're up for it. Sanderson back out to the far side. You can hear the barking of Graham Alexander. Brad Halliday brings it forward, slips it into the path of Evans. Evans urged to shoot, he does, that's blocked, and it propels kindly into the hands of Marcus Dewhurst.
And the fans appreciate that. You know, the fans need to be encouraged, and you encourage them by getting shots on goal or putting tackles in and raising your tempo.
Widrington, who's had a quieter second half, well read by Shepherd, steps out of the defensive line to win the ball back for Bradford City. Sanderson awkwardly trying to work it through for Kavanagh. He was dispossessed, but Bradford City have won it back. Evans and Smallwood just popping it to each other. Shepherd on this near side, lifts it, good run made by Richards, it may pick him. Richards in behind, crossing, that's blocked by a retreating captain in Jones, and it will be a corner Bradford City.
Aldershot have no answer to the ball over the top.
Yeah.
You know, once Bradford City play that short and then long ball over the top. Anybody running onto it seems to be one-on-one with the goalkeeper.
That's where they've enjoyed their most attacking
2v1
threats. Richards returns it to Smallwood, back to Richards on this left side. Richards crossing, and it's a Kavanagh head that takes it back towards Richards. Clearance from Hargreaves only as far as Shepherd. Shepherd rolls it to his left, picks out Smallwood. Now Richards up against Hargreaves. Richards to the byline. Hargreaves is shoved away by Richards, plays it back down the line. Smallwood, the recipient of the pass. Kavanagh. Ball just seeming to stick better now with Callum Kavanagh. Shepherd swinging in a ball. Oliver waits. It's half cleared away by Aldershot. Magoma rising high to head out of the box. Jay Ben picking it up, going around his man, brought to the floor. Fairly in the eyes of both officials, referee and linesman in tandem, and it's a goal kick, Aldershot.
Great wing play by Jay Ben. That's what fans want to see. That's what you want to see as a manager. You know, unfortunately, it seemed like he'd been brought to account, but neither the linesman or...
Goal kick was taken by a player aiming to pass it out from the back, and Oliver nearly intercepted it. Great effort from him in doing so. Aldershot though have got it downfield into City's half, but it's the Bantams who've got the ball at their feet. Jay Ben fires it towards Sanderson. Difficult ball to take under control, and Aldershot try and fashion their own attack on the left side. City send it up into the air. Sanderson fouls Allison in the air, and the home support just starting to get slightly aggravated by the referee Craig Hicks. A couple of decisions not going their way. So what does Graham Alexander do now? Stick or twist?
Well,
the temptation of options behind him in the dugout, or does he stick with his team that have pulled level?
No, he's got to make the changes because it's about winning the game, and right now what he's got on the pitch doesn't seem to be...
Frost crossing from the left, Shepherd side foots it away. Halliday facing his own goal, takes it under control, but City just can't cleanly clear it away. But now Kavanagh picks up a promising space, gives it to Sanderson, almost ran into him really. Evans, well, that's a clever ball over the top to find Jay Ben, but Ben just always seemed second best in truth, and he slipped as he made his way towards the ball, and it's an Aldershot throw on the left side. Still 32 minutes, or the best part of 32 minutes remaining in this game. Bradford City 1, Aldershot Town 1.
Yeah, it's how hard or easy do you want to make this game right now for Graham Alexander? Do you want to stick with the players that join 1-1, or do you want to input some, pace into this game and energy?
That'll be the conundrum, I'm sure, that's going through his head right now as he sees the ball played back to his keeper, Sam Walker. I mean, there is the temptation, of course, to release the likes of Andy Cook, Jamie Walker, Bobby Poynton, all well placed behind him, should he opt to use them. Shepherd's ball towards Oliver is cut out by Ellison. Aldershot have it on the left side. It's an awkward clearance as Barrett is fouled, but the offside flag had already gone up and the referee hadn't seen that. So despite Barrett feeling like he was impeded, and you may have a fair case on that front, he'd come back from an offside position. City take the free kick quickly. Again, Kavanagh dropping into that pocket of space. He's done really well there. He was screaming at Richards to say make that run earlier, so he had to play the short pass instead. Smallwood around the corner for Halliday. Halliday now making good ground, drilling in a ball that's cleared away by Magoma. It was a flat ball, daisy cutter into the box, and an Aldershot build. Jones galloping past Shepherd, slipping it through for Frost. Flag stays down, Frost goes around Walker, angle against him, and he puts his effort into the side netting. It was always a difficult chance, despite it being an own goal. The momentum was going away, and he just couldn't angle his effort precisely, and Bradford City have a huge let-off.
Massive let-off for Bradford City there. It just seemed like he had the goal at the mercy for a split second, but it was long enough for him to be just past the goal and unable to turn the ball into the empty net.
Both hands to his head as he buried himself into the turf. Big opening, big chance for Aldershot. That really well worked as well. Great ball to pick them run.
Great ball, great ball.
Shepherd lifting it again, looking for Oliver. Second ball He's brought down by Sanderson, who shoots. That's blocked. Ellison with the defensive work there, out to Halliday on the halfway line. Well, we've got a game on, there's no doubt about that. Jay Ben for Halliday. Halliday crossing. Kavanagh! Oh, it's a great effort. Side-footed half volley, met it first time. It looked destined for the top corner, just wide.
Yeah, met that so well, did Callum Kavanagh from Brad Halliday's cross. It was a great ball into the box, and Callum Kavanagh thought that it was going to nestle into the net, as we all did, but it just went wide.
It's end to end.
Yeah, great game for the neutrals, should I say. It's just one of those games, though, if you're a Bradford City supporter, you want them to put it to bed, because the longer it goes on, the more open it becomes.
Barrett slipped, and as he slipped, unbeknown to Byrne, he clipped him on the back of the head. It was completely accidental, and to add insult to injury, quite literally, the free kick's gone against Barrett. Must have looked towards the referee. Come on, ref, I've just been clipped in the head. Are you giving me that? Oh, Smallwood just slipped. Well, they must have had the sprinklers out on that area of the field. They're both slipping, Barrett and Smallwood. Aldershot have it on the left side. Great game of football, this. Andy Corm is absolutely right for the neutral. Even if you're an Aldershot or Bradford City fan, albeit City have been under par, Aldershot have been a real threat. And Frost again just galloping through, dancing with the ball at his feet. One touch too many, and he runs it out of play on that far side. In the end, and it's a Bradford City throw. But take nothing away from this Aldershot performance. Fans have travelled in numbers, and rightly so, enjoying their team's performance.
Yeah, their team are giving them something to sing about here at Valley Parade, and Bradford City need to do something to really take the sting out of this game, because they are really up for it.
It's an open encounter, and it's a free kick for Bradford City, which draws huge ironic cheers from the home support. Smallwood wanted to take it quickly, the referee unhappy with the tempo and urgency the City skipper has shown.
That'll be the first time this game that we are complaining about the tempo and urgency from Bradford City, because they've not really shown it thus far. It needs to go up a couple of notches.
Yeah. As we've already mentioned, they have the ammunition, Bradford City, and they're out warming up at the moment. Shepherd with the touch, has it in the left centre half role for Bradford City. Ball across the floor for Oliver, lays it off for Kavanagh. Good challenge by Widrington, who's been a passenger in this second half. Just goes to show you, Bob Kavanagh in that midfield. Widrington not seeing anywhere near as much of the ball as he was in the first half.
Yeah, denied the space, that's what he's done, and that's made it very difficult for Widrington to get on the ball.
Ball rolling into that far corner that Neil Byrne retreats towards, sends it forward for Brad Halliday to receive the pass. That's then lofted towards the chest of Bidane Oliver, who's done that really well actually, and Sanderson picks it up and can carry it forward for Bradford City. Jay Ben to his right, Kavanagh and Oliver inside the box. He uses Jay Ben. Ben goes back to Halliday, arriving at the scene. Halliday crossing, Oliver waiting, Oliver heading, and can't find Kavanagh with that effort. Clearance only as far as Richards though. He has it on this left, up against the captain for Aldershot, Jones, aiming to go around Jones. Gets the cross in, skewed cross mind, and Menezes clears away. Byrne getting a handful of Barrett, Barrett getting a handful of Byrne. Bradford City bringing it forward on the right side. Jay Ben, promising chance this, cross is deflected, oh it's an own goal. Jay Ben's cross took an initial deflection, that wrong-footed Christian Magoma, who did everything he could to try and prevent it from going into the 6-yard area, but in doing so turns it into the back of his own nets, and Bradford City have turned this tie around. 65 minutes gone, Bradford City 2, Aldershot Town 1, and Magoma with an own goal.
Yes, it's what you sometimes need when there's a persistent opposition team against you. They kept going and going and going, and you just need that little bit of luck, and they certainly got that with the ball deflecting off Magoma into his own net.
Now that's where the value in having those wing backs that can make those marauding runs like Jay Ben can, and that pressure was just starting to build. Aldershot were just starting to take a step backwards, and Bradford City now leading in this tie that they're expected to lead in. But as we've seen from Aldershot in this game is not done and dusted by any means. Jones on the right, back to Menzies. Turns away from Kavanagh. Sanderson wasn't quite at the level of press that Kavanagh and Oliver were demanding. If he had have been, then he may have profited on an error there. Left side, that's a nice ball into the path of Frost. Frost crossing, left-footed, Byrne heads away at the near post. Scott tries to keep the attack alive with a volleyed cross. That's half cleared by Bradford City for Hargreaves. Jay Ben wins the ball back for Bradford City, dispossessing.
Yes, what a
first time ball is swept forward, looking for Kavanagh's run. Kavanagh up against Menzies, just can't bring that ball under control, and it's collected by the keeper Dewhurst. Kavanagh's having a bright second half, Andy Kiwami.
Yeah, he certainly made the most of the possession that he's had, and he's got in some really good areas.
He spoke about it in the pre-match, that straight shootout for the second striker spot, so to speak, alongside Andy Cook in the league outfit. Kavanagh maybe leading the charge on that front. Here he is now, turning into architect, feeding it through for Richards. Richards deflected cross, Oliver waits. Clearance comes out towards Kavanagh, who just can't bring that ball under control due to Widrington's press, but it's a mistake by Menzies, and Aldershot are just starting to crumble here. Kavanagh stepping through, Kavanagh still on the angle! That's a great third goal, and a goal that he absolutely deserves. It's his first of the season, and he managed to squeeze his left-footed rifled shot between the near post and Marcus Dewhurst to give Bradford City a 2-goal lead over Aldershot. They are turning this FA Cup tie around. 67 minutes of play gone. Bradford City 3, Aldershot Town 1.
And it's a great goal from Callum Kavanagh. He stepped onto the ball, took it wide and drilled it near post. Signed, sealed and delivered a performance in the second half that really warrants that position and that starting position you talked about, Jamie. He has been the person in the second half that's really taken the game to Aldershot.
He's deserving of that goal, Callum Kavanagh. His performance has merited finding the back of the net. He started that move, and in the end he finished it with his weaker left foot, and an erring finish actually at the near post. And Bradford City now just starting to pile on the pressure and showing that level above dominance that I think everybody expected in the early stages of this encounter. Maybe that's fitness playing a part, maybe Aldershot's admirable press from the start is starting to flag, because they're picking up spaces now. Bradford City, they're cutting open that defence. Verdane Oliver with an early shot. Kavanagh had fed him through. That was rash from Oliver. Might have been better taking a touch. Goal kick.
Yeah, it's interesting now because Kavanagh is now being given the licence and the space that Widrington had in the first half. Now Widrington can't contain Kavanagh, and that's what the difference is.
That's the matchup that we spoke about in the first half, and something that you pointed out very early on in this game, Andy Kiwami. What a difference just dropping Kavanagh into that midfield has made. He looks a different player, Bradford City look a different team, and now with 21 minutes to go they have a 2-goal lead over Aldershot Town.
Yeah, absolutely, Jamie. It was something that needed to be done. As soon as they addressed it, now we're seeing the dominance, and that's what's key to this game. It's dominating the ball.
Jones into the feet of Widrington. Widrington back to the keeper, Dewhurst, and then Scott on the left side, fouled by Verdane Oliver, who was chasing after him, pulled on his shoulder. I beg your pardon, it was Ellison actually who was fouled. Free kick for Aldershot, taken by Magoma, whose own goal gave Bradford City the lead in this game for the first time. Hargreaves for Jones. Jones channel ball forward up the right side. Shepherd heads away. Evans slips as he goes to meet it. It bounces over the head of Kavanagh. Widrington works it left for Frost. Frost's pass is intercepted by Jay Ben. Really good anticipation once more. Smallwood, that's a good ball towards Sanderson. Sanderson onto his right foot. It's opening up here. Sanderson shoots, and a deflected effort falls kindly into the path of Marcus Dewhurst. Down to his right, makes the save.
Yeah, Ollie Sanderson recognises that he needs to be amongst the goals to stay in this team, or he needs to be a threat. He saw Callum Kavanagh there open, could have reversed his pass in there, went for the shot. Don't blame him.
Widrington's pass is wayward, skewed goes behind Barham, who got this tie underway with a brilliant left-footed shot that arrowed into the top corner to give Aldershot the lead. But 3 second-half Bradford City goals have given the League Two outfit the upper hand in this FA Cup first-round tie, and we're going to see a quadruple change for Bradford City.
Well, both Sanderson and Bradford Oliver had their hands on their knees, obviously not played many minutes.
Corey Evans is the first change, Jamie Walker replaces him. Corey Evans on full Bradford City debut this afternoon. Czech Diabate is the second man to come on, and he will replace Jack Shepherd. I don't think Shepherd realises his number's up, actually. So he eventually leaves the field of play. Andy Cook is coming on for Bradford City. He won't want to miss any action, we know that. The fourth change will be Bobby Poynton. Just waiting for the board to be readied. Well, there's been a bit of confusion here because it might not be Jack Shepherd that's coming off, I'm not sure. What we do know is Andy Cook is replacing Bradford Oliver. Jack Shepherd has been told to stay on, so I think it's Jay Ben who's been replaced, and Brad Halliday goes out to right wing back. Bobby Poynton, the final of the four changes, and he replaces Ollie Sanderson. So what do you make to those changes, Andy Kiwomya?
Yeah, I think we expected to see one or two of them. Right now, I think what we're seeing is they're just trying to re-engage, getting back into the positions what they're familiar with.
See what that means for the system and shape. Does that allow Kavanagh to partner Andy Cook up top, and Poynton drops into the 10 and Smallwood sits alongside Jamie Walker, or
they've kept the three, haven't they?
Is it just back to the usual 3-5-2?
Yeah, Kavanagh's gone alongside Andy Cook.
Yeah, so Walker and Poynton in the 8s.
Yeah.
Kavanagh partnering Andy Cook up top, and you just wonder whether or not this is going into the league games the way in which Graham Alexander and Chris Lucchetti see this Bradford City side and that competition for the second striker spot.
Yeah, I think that's what they've done, but what we've not done is seen if they've addressed, are they going to address that midfield dominance that they have had because of their drop Callum Kavanagh into the midfield.
Well, here's Kavanagh laying it off for Bobby Poynton. First touch for him. He's got Hargreaves hot on his heels, holds him off, plays it left for Shepherd. Shepherd's ball up the line, takes a flick off Barham, and it will be a Bradford City throw on this left side. Just over 16 minutes of normal time remaining. BBC Radio Leeds and online via the BBC Sounds app. Bradford City 3, Aldershot Town 1 in this FA Cup first round tie. City going behind at Valley Parade, only to turn things around in this second half. No doubt Tamworth 1, Huddersfield Town 0 will have been ringing in the thoughts and minds and ears maybe of this Bradford City squad at half time. That was quite the upset in BBC 2 last night. Neil Byrne aiming to send it over the top for Kavanagh. Widdrington using his hand in the eyes of the referee there to bring that ball under control, and it's a free kick right on the centre spot. Bradford City returning to league action next Saturday. We'll have that for you on BBC Radio Leeds. There's Smallwood up towards Andy Cook. Ooh, just caught one in the face there, it looks like. And the referee blows his whistle. It's not often you see Andy Cook hold his face. And he's in a fair bit of pain here, Andy Cook. I hope he's okay. You always worry, don't you? Attendance 4,737 with 438 away fans making the journey, and that for me is the true number in this. 438 Aldershot fans travelling north to support their team. That is fantastic support.
And their team doing them proud in their performance
absolutely.
Up to this point.
Oh, there's players slipping everywhere, Andy. 3 at once. Walker, meanwhile, threading it through for Halliday on the right side. Good challenge there from Ellison. Halliday looked like he was ready to go around his man. Throw taken quickly. Diabate into the feet of Smallwood. Smallwood looking for Andy Cook. Poor cross. Cleared away by Meniezi. And then Barham lifting it out towards that left side. But it's a loose touch from Barrett that takes it out of play, and it will be a Bradford City throw on the right. At Fleetwood Town, Bradford City's next destination. We'll have that game for you, as I say, on BBC Radio Leeds, and then it's Colchester away. You're with us for that game, aren't you, Andy?
Yeah, I'm certainly.
Kavanagh fouling Jones taking the free kick very quickly. Widdrington out to the left side. Darkness beginning to descend upon Valley Parade. First game since the clocks went back last weekend. So the nights getting darker. Aldershot are getting ready to make a change of their own in just a moment. Adi Gandor about to come on. Meniezi for Aldershot. Back to the keeper, Dewhurst. Dewhurst works it left. Ellison back to the keeper. Now it's the right side, Meniezi. Poynton putting him under pressure. Out comes Richards to meet Jones. Hargreaves. Back to Meniezi. Kavanagh still pressing. Not stopped running, Kavanagh. Meniezi's out ball is met by Shepherd. Shepherd's ball up towards Kavanagh. He's beaten to it by Meniezi. Widdrington picks the pass for Frost. Frost then into the feet of the arriving Ellison. Ellison takes it over the halfway line. Into the 78th minute we go. Bradford City 3, Aldershot Town 1. Widdrington. His shaved head and beard. Leaves it back to Ellison, switching the play. Nice ball. Jones brings that ball under control. Richards gets a foot in. Jones rides that challenge. Meniezi. Widdrington. And again overhits that around the corner ball that flies over the head of Hargreaves. Breaking play. We'll see a double switch for Aldershot. So Gandor and James Henry coming on. Josh Barrett will be the first to make way for Aldershot, replaced by Gandor. And then James Henry, who formerly of Oxford United, part of that team that was promoted to the Championship last season. He takes the place of Ollie Scott. There might be a slight shift here tactically. And there's a third change actually. Another player emerges from the dugout, and it's that of Dejan Tetek. And he takes the place of Theo Widdrington. We'll just see what this means for Aldershot's shape. Henry arriving at this football club with immense pedigree throughout the Football League. Over 300 appearances in League One, over 200 appearances in the Championship. A player of real quality, their top scorer this season with 6 goals, and he's got 5 assists to his name as well. Andy Cook sandwiched between 2 Aldershot players. Poynton trying to feed it through for Cook, who continues his run. It's played back to the keeper by Magoma. Dewhurst then drills it downfield, looking for the substitute Gandor. Byrne was first to it. Have they settled into a back four? No, they haven't. I was about to ask that question, but quite clearly they are still in the back three, Bradford City. Jones on this right side. Over 10 minutes of normal time remaining here on BBC Radio Leeds and BBC Sounds. Bradford City 3, Aldershot Town 1. Dewhurst, that's that left side. An Aldershot goal makes things very interesting. A Bradford City goal, you would say, just kills the tie.
Yeah, I would like to think that Bradford City have seen the job out and done it really well in the second half, but you never say never in the FA Cup, do you?
That is, get ready for the cliche, magic of the cup. Halliday throws it to Walker, back to Halliday on that right side. Diabate sends it towards the keeper, Sam Walker. Now into the final 10 minutes of normal time. Walker's ball up towards Kavanagh, beaten to it in the air by Ellison. His header for Smallwood, just to stab it out to the far side, where Halliday has to retreat some yardage. Plays it back to Walker. Walker returns it to Halliday on that far side, and he sends it back to Walker. Good pressing from Gandour, putting Halliday and Walker under pressure. Walker winning the aerial duel on the far taller Ellison. Ball set up into the air. The game's just taken a bit of a lull after those changes from both sets of players. Jamie Walker drifting infield, gives it back to Neil Byrne. Now Diabate for Byrne once more. Byrne out towards this near side. Shepherd receives the pass. He goes central. Smallwood. Henry races out to meet him. Smallwood's pass is intercepted by Tete. And then Gandour holding the play up well. Hargreaves towards this near side. Jones back to Hargreaves. Hargreaves lifting it up the right channel. Byrne chest control. He'll have to touch this out. And he slices it left footed. And it's a corner.
Yes, Jamie, it's one of these, because it's the FA Cup, you just think a moment like that can open up so many opportunities. You just got to make sure you're professional about everything you do, because it only takes a moment, as we've seen.
Corner will be from the right. It's Henry to take. Right footed, outswinger, deep ball. Menezes rises, it goes over his head and out the other side of the box, where Hargreaves collects for Aldershot. Jones, skewed ball in towards the box, didn't get any distance on that, and City can counter. Poynton looking up to his right, seeing that of Cook, and Walker racing towards the edge of the box. Cook trying to read the flight of the ball, it bounces twice. He can't get his way between two Aldershot defenders, but Richards picks up possession. Aldershot have managed to get men back. City still have it. Smallwood for Diabate. Poynton's peeled away on this near side. Smallwood instead plays it into the feet of Walker. Walker for Diabate on the right side. Diabate returns it to Smallwood. Kavanagh, first time pass for Walker. Walker flicking it through. Cook hadn't made the run. Cook looks to be in some discomfort. That is a worry. That's not good. A shake of the head, and this is where you start to get nervous as any Bradford City fan listening, watching. Cook is not moving right at all. He's hobbling.
Yeah, I think it's all right, because there's about 10 minutes left, so we'll see.
I mean, it takes a lot to force Andy Cook off. He's starting to move a little more freely. Ryan Jones, a fourth change for Aldershot, replacing Tyler Frost, who at 1-1 missed that gilt-edged chance when he took it around Sam Walker. Angle was against him, found the side netting. That was when Bradford City were severely opened up.
Yeah.
Cook seems to be all right, Andy Kiwomya. There he is involved now, heading down for Smallwood. Sliding challenge there by Hargreaves was brave. It takes it away from Smallwood, but City have it on the far side with Jamie Walker. Walker back to Halliday. Halliday then for Diabate. Diabate, dispossessed by Gandour. Diabate returned the favour, although City still haven't cleared it away. It was rash from Diabate. His second challenge has caught an Aldershot player. I think it was Tete, and there's a free kick for Aldershot Town. Is the challenge here for Bradford City to not get complacent?
That's the challenge, definitely, Jamie, because right now they've got to make sure that they see the job done professionally, not just done, but done professionally. And right now they're throwing themselves into challenges and making it more difficult than really it needs to be.
City with an easy task ahead, you might say. Guiseley with an almighty task ahead of them, travelling down to, I should say, geographically travelling up to divisionally League One Stevenage, and they have just pulled level 1-1 in their FA Cup first round tie at the Lamex Stadium. And whatever your allegiances are, you cannot decry the story that Mark Bauer and his Guiseley side are building right now. 5 minutes to go in this game. Aldershot free kick, it's cannoned into the wall and it puts Jack Shepherd on his backside. Aldershot keep the attack going. On the left, it's Henry who lets it run out for a throw, wanted to take it quickly.
Substitute.
But his own team want to make a change, so we can't. And it will be Maxwell Mullins coming on for Aldershot. Just wait to see who will be coming off. It's that of Jack Barham, who opened the scoring in this tie with his left-footed curled effort into the top corner. He'll be replaced by the man that sent Aldershot through to this stage of the competition. It was his 98th minute winner against Bath City in the previous round that saw Aldershot come away 2-1 victors. It was his first senior goal, and he races into the penalty area to await this long throw. 3.5 minutes of normal time remaining. In the ball comes towards the near post. Neil Byrne heads away, leaping above Magoma. There's a shot though from Henry that's clattered back to him. 30 yards out, he has to send it back towards the halfway line. Jones for Tetek.
Oh, they've got him.
Pointer putting Tetek under pressure.
They've got him.
Tetek slipping and taking the ball out for a Bradford City throw. Chris Lucchetti just telling Lewis Richards to take his time with this throw. Now, with a 2-goal lead. Makes sense?
It makes me laugh because you're having to tell one of your team members or one of your players to slow down with a few minutes on the clock. These players should know this now.
Yeah.
They should do it.
Fair point. Walker. Ooh, knuckleball clearance. And all of a sudden, that's possibly turned into a through ball for Andy Cook. Racing up against his former Mansfield teammate, Roland Menezes, would you believe?
How have they got out like that? So easy.
Tetek swings it forward up towards Neil Byrne, who heads away. Second ball is collected by Hargreaves. He lifted over his right shoulder. Shepherd then heading over the back of the substitute Mullins. Byrne there again, heading forward. Menezes touches it straight towards Andy Cook. Gandor losing the 50-50 with Poynton. Scrappy in the middle of the park, bit of a battle, and Tetek puts Poynton to the floor, and it's a free kick Bradford City.
Yeah, it's good work by Bobby Poynton, isn't it? Just keeping the ball. He knows that he's got the strength to hold the player off. He's not taking any chances. He's just making sure he just buys a little bit of time for Bradford City, and clever free kick there.
If you want to listen to the final few moments of normal time in the Stevenage Guiseley game, that you can do so. Louis Reynolds live at the Lamex Stadium. BBC Sport website is where you can find that commentary. It would be incredible if they took them to extra time. Diabate attempting to feed it through for Walker. The pass is blocked, but it falls kindly for Halliday. Kavanagh may get a second, slips as he makes the shot, and it's blocked. And Mullins comes away with it on the halfway line, trying to feed it through for Gandor. Byrne did really well, as did Jamie Walker. Great touch. Kavanagh through for Cook. We had Cook spinning there. Cook wanted it into his feet, and as we well know, a misplaced pass towards Andy Cook is usually followed by a stern telling off.
Many strikers, they feel that just with that bit of care will get the goal, even in a split second. You know, they feel if they can get onto a chance, even in a game like this.
That need for service, I suppose, isn't it?
The best of service, yeah.
Halliday with the throw for Walker on the right side. City in search of a fourth. We're 10 seconds away from the regulation 90. Good challenge from Jamie Walker, dispossessing Mullins. Smallwood, 6 additional minutes. Diabate going back to Sam Walker. Walker crashing it downfield. Kavanagh with a touch. Tetek nicking it away from him. Jones on that far side. Ellison into the feet of Tetek. Menezes for Aaron Jones. His pass finds Gandor. Jones again This occasion his pass intercepted by Kavanagh. Shepherd takes a touch, rushed with his pass. Tetek was there first to it, beating Richards, but then rolling it out, and it will be a Bradford City throw on this left side. Well, since that third goal's gone in, and then particularly the bank of changes from both teams, the game has taken a bit of a lull, hasn't it, Andy Kiwomya?
Yeah, it certainly has, Jamie, but it's needed to find its feet because of the tempo that was played at such a leisurely tempo.
Brave play from Andy Cook there, earning his side a free kick. He was fouled. Smallwood takes it quickly, searching for the run of Walker. Initial pass is cleared away, but only as far as Diabate. Fires it into the feet of Walker. Walker going around his man, providing the cross. That was blocked by Ellison, who stuck with him. He did well, turns it behind, corner, Bradford City.
Bradford City man of the match chosen by Rory Morehouse is number 3, Lewis Richards.
Lewis Richards getting the sponsors man of the match. A few looks there from the crowd, I think. We're all waiting for Callum Kavanagh's name, maybe. A goal and an assist to his name so far, I should hasten to add. Corner from the right, Richards delivers it in towards the near post. Cook swipes at it, could be a fourth, but it's blocked on the goal line. It was Neil Byrne, actually. And it's...
Oh, what a ball.
Fired downfield. What a ball that is from Dewhurst to pick Mullins. Mullins, right edge of the box, sends in a decent cross as well. Right through that corridor of uncertainty. There's no one there but for Jamie Walker on the right side. He touches past his man. Jones will chase after him and just bundles him to the floor from behind.
It was so good because he got 10 yards on him and let him catch him up, and you could tell what he was going to do, and the defender still did the same thing.
He just backed into him.
Yeah.
Down he went.
Canny wee man.
Still 1-1 in the game between Stevenage and Guiseley. I'll try and keep you up to date on that scoreline. As I say, you can hear how that game unfolds on the BBC Sport website. Louis Reynolds and Lucas Oddenston, your commentary team there. They couldn't, could they? They couldn't, could they? Jamie Walker deflecting it towards Shepherd. Shepherd for Andy Cook. Cook rolling away from his man. Fouled once more. Free kick Bradford City, possibly within shooting range. Small wants to take it quickly. He's prevented from doing so. Firstly by an Aldershot player standing over the ball. Secondly by the referee. Too far out to shoot, Andy?
I'm just trying to see who's on the ball first and foremost. I don't think it is too far, but it depends who gets... Nah, Smallwood's not going to let anybody shoot from there.
He pulls rank as captain. You can hear some fireworks in the background, by the way, out towards our right hand side, down Manningham Lane actually.
Oh, they've worked something here.
Well, let's see what they do. Smallwood pointing.
Oh, hello.
For Brad Halliday, and that one flies well over the crossbar, but it took a touch off an Aldershot player en route, and it will be a corner Bradford City.
That's good to see that something they were prepared to do on the pitch as opposed to just do it in training. They've worked on that, and the execution wasn't as good as you would have wanted, but it's good to see that bit of...
You like it?
Invention, yeah. I like to see something different, all the players working on something different.
Smallwood receives the corner, don't often say that. Crosses towards Kavanagh and Cook, and there's a foul. Free kick Aldershot Town. Graham Alexander puts both of his hands to his head, he can't quite believe it. Screams towards the fourth official, and again he's talking about shirt pulling. He has spoken about that a lot this season, and I know it's a bone of contention for him. City defending on this near side. Byrne puts the floor by Mullins. It will be an Aldershot throw. Many City fans making their way to the exit door. They have seen enough from their team. They were cruising through to the second round of the FA Cup. First time they've done that in 4 years. So that's another thing that Graham Alexander's managed to do. His managerial reign that approaches 1 year later this week. A year already. Ellison on the left side for Aldershot, who put up a stern fight against Bradford City. They were the better of the two teams in the first half. No doubt about that. They were deserving of their 1-goal lead at the halfway break, courtesy of Jack Barham. But City have just applied themselves better in the second half, and a cluster of goals. I've seen them take a 3-1 lead. Verdane Oliver in the 50th, and Magoma own goal in the 65th, and then Callum Kavanagh deserving of his goal, and Bradford City's third in the 68th. The smoke from the fireworks has just blown over into this stadium now, so there's a haze in the eye line from the floodlights. Henry back for Ellison. Ellison returns it to Henry on the left side. We've played the 6 additional minutes and the referee blows his whistle. Bradford City are through to the second round of the FA Cup for the first time in 4 years. A more dominant second half performance has seen them sweep aside an Aldershot town that put up a real fight, particularly in the first half. They were deserving of their half-time lead, courtesy of Jack Barham's left-footed curled effort into the top corner. But in the second half, Bradford City had more than enough, and they come away 3-1 victors here at Valley Parade. Full-time, Bradford City 3, Aldershot Town 1. They're into the second round draw of the FA Cup.
Andy Kiwami, not the perfect performance this afternoon from Bradford City, but job done nonetheless.
Yeah, perfect result. They've got the job done into the next round, and hopefully can build on this performance, because they were second best in the first half, but in the second half they came and put things right and got the performance that the manager will be pleased with.
What were some of the specifics that improved in that second half, do you think?
I think that just dominance in midfield that Callum Kavanagh brought to the game, the energy. Once he sat on Widrington, he denied the space for Widrington to dictate the game, and he then took the initiative and really made things happen for Bradford City.
We spoke about it at half-time, didn't we? The need just to, at the very least, just get a goal, to take a bit of that pressure off, even if they get it level, just to be back in the contest, not allow Aldershot to dictate the game, to sit back if they so wished. But and they did that early on in that second half. That equaliser seemed really pivotal at that point.
Yeah, that was a turning point, I thought, for the game. You know, when they started to turn the screw, you know, they started to get back into the game slowly. Kavanagh getting more and more into the game, but it was a ball into Kavanagh that enabled him to get onto it and top up past the oncoming goalkeeper for Verdane Oliver to just help into the empty goal.
And those two quick fire goals as well, 64th minute, 67th minute, to make it 3-1 in the end. Again, we spoke about just the need to be clinical and to put those chances away. It finally came. They had that really, really nice spell where they were well on top, and that's ultimately what has proved the difference this afternoon.
Yeah, it was definitely what was needed. You know, it was going down that side and then allowing Jay Ben to put the ball into the box, and the defender, Magoma, went to go and clear it, sliced it into his own goal, and again that misfortune was able to give Bradford City the lead that the pressure was bringing to the game.
The City players just making their way around down in front of us on their lap of honour. Graham Alexander down there, Chris Lucchetti alongside him, Callum Kavanagh at the back saying something to the City media team who've got the camera out just down there. We get a bit of a flash of extra Midland Road in the background from the PA system. That smoky haze still over Valley Parade from the fireworks that came towards the back end of that game from somewhere nearby. Over to our right hand side they were, but certainly not enough to dampen this game in the end, as it proved, to Bradford City through to the second round of the FA Cup. Job done this afternoon here at Valley Parade. By the way, we're on Guiseley watch as well for the next half an hour or so. They are into extra time, or they are about to start extra time. 1-1 it has finished after 90 minutes down at Stevenage, so we'll keep you updated on their progress as that game goes into extra time, and possibly penalties later on, depending on how that next 30 minutes goes down at the Lamex. You can hear, if you really want to, full commentary of extra time. Louis Reynolds and Lucas Oddenston are down there for BBC Radio Leeds. Head to the BBC Sport website and to the football page on there. You'll be able to find the link to that full commentary. 30 minutes of extra time to be played down at the Lamex between Stevenage and Guiseley. Over the next hour or so here, though, at Valley Parade, myself and former City winger Andy Kawomia with you, keeping you company as we digest that 3-1 win for Bradford City that has seen them into the second round of the FA Cup. Get in touch with us, let us know your thoughts on that, City fans. You can pick up the phone and give us a call on 0800 389 3333. You can drop us a text if you want on 81333. You can WhatsApp us as well on 08000 321 333. Start your messages with the letters WYS. You can voice note us as well on WhatsApp, and we are on X as well. You can send us a post on there at BBC WYS. All the reaction to that game on the way over the next hour or so here on the Bradford City Football Forum.
The Football Forum.
Every game is a must-win game. The club needs somebody in there with some passion.
Have your say on your club.
Absolutely magnificent. What an atmosphere. What a great night.
Call now on 0800 389 3333.
We're winning. We're up at the top end of the table. If we don't get promoted, then we don't. Let's go again next year.
The Football Forum.
BBC Radio Leeds.
Call now on 0800 389 3333.
Should have been final whistle blown 3 points. Everyone goes on happy, but no.
Or send us a WhatsApp message 08000 321 333 and start your message with WYS.
The Football Forum
on BBC Radio Leeds.
Myself, Jack Conlon, alongside Andy Kawomia with you from live inside Valley Parade for the next hour or so here on BBC Radio Leeds, DAB Digital Radio and on BBC Sounds as well, for all the reaction to that 3-1 win over Aldershot. It wasn't the perfect performance. City avoided a scare. They were trailing by a goal to nil at half-time, but 3 second-half goals, important second-half goals as well, as they proved, have done the business in the end for the Bantams. They will be in the second round. They will be in the hat for the second round of the FA Cup. It's finished here at Valley Parade. Bradford City 3, Aldershot Town 1.
Bradford City.
Oh my word.
Have just been opened up here. Barham inside the box. Chance left-footed. Top corner. Brilliant goal from Aldershot. Barham fed through. Brought the ball under control just inside the box. Took his time and curled it left-footed into the top corner. And Aldershot take the lead at Bradford City, and you cannot decry them of that. 32 minutes gone. Bradford City 0, Aldershot 1. Evans this time, sending it over the top. Cabinet in behind. First to it, flicks it into the path of Oliver! And Bradford City are level. Offside flag stays down. Verdane Oliver does get his goal. Great ball over the top by Evans to pick the run of Kavanagh. Kavanagh flicked it past the on-rushing keeper Dewhurst, and Verdane Oliver had the goal to aim at. Good equaliser. Bradford City back in this tie inside the first 5 minutes of the second half. 1-1. And Menezes clears away. Byrne getting a handful of Barrett. Barrett getting a handful of Byrne. Bradford City bringing it forward on the right side. Jay Ben. Promising chance this. Cross is deflected. Oh, it's an own goal. Jay Ben's cross took an initial deflection. That wrong-footed Christian Magoma, who did everything he could to try and prevent it from going into the 6-yard area, but in doing so turns it into the back of his own nets, and Bradford City have turned this tie around. 65 minutes gone. Bradford City 2, Aldershot Town 1, and Magoma with an own goal. Clearance comes out towards Kavanagh, who just can't bring that ball under control due to Widrington's press, but it's a mistake by Menezes, and Aldershot are just starting to crumble here. Kavanagh stepping through. Kavanagh still on the angle. That's a great third goal, and a goal that he absolutely deserves. It's his first of the season, and he managed to squeeze his left-footed rifled shot between the near post and Marcus Dewhurst to give Bradford City a 2-goal lead over Aldershot. They are turning this FA Cup tie around. 67 minutes of play gone. Bradford City 3, Aldershot Town 1.
And that is how it finished. That's how it sounded on BBC Radio Leeds. The Bantams winning 3-1 in the end over Aldershot. What did you make to it then, City fans? You can get in touch in all the usual ways. Give us a call on 0800 389 3333. You can text us on 81333. You can WhatsApp us on 08000 321 333. Or you can send us a post as well on X at BBC WYS. Are you happy with that? Was it job done for you today? The performance wasn't perfect. Is that concerning you, or was it more just a case of get the win in this competition this afternoon? What about that striker debate as well? We saw complete changes to the forward line by Graham Alexander. Ahead of that, he chose Oliver, he chose Sanderson, he chose Kavanagh as well, one of the standout players. What did you make to his performance this evening? Let us know. Myself and Andy will be with you through until 6 o'clock tonight here on BBC Radio Leeds, and here's a reminder of all the ways that you can get in touch.
The Football Forum.
Call now on 0800 389 3333.
Or send us a WhatsApp message 08000 321 333 and start your message with WYS.
BBC Radio Leeds.
West Yorkshire Sport, BBC Radio Leeds, the Bradford City Football Forum after the Bantams' 3-1 win over Aldershot Town in the first round of the FA Cup. They are into the hat for the second round after a bit of a scare going 1-0 down as they were at half-time, but those 3 second-half goals proving enough as it turned out in the end. Myself and Andy Kiwomya with you for the next hour here on BBC Radio Leeds, DAB Digital Radio and online on BBC Sounds as well to digest everything that went on. We'll get to Andy in a moment and get his thoughts on this game, but first I will just take you through the scores elsewhere in the FA Cup. I'll take you through the ones that have actually finished. There's several, as you can imagine, that are into extra time after finishing level, including, by the way, as we've already mentioned, Stevenage against Guiseley. 1-1 that finished. That's currently in extra time. You can, if you so wish, go onto the BBC Sport website, go to the football page and hear full commentary of extra time between Stevenage and Guiseley. What a result that would be if Mark Bauer could pull off a late win with his side, with Guiseley this evening. But yeah, they are into extra time down at Stevenage. Full commentary available over on the BBC Sport website and app from BBC Radio Leeds. Will keep you up to date with how that game progresses as it goes on in extra time. So these are the full-time scores from the FA Cup first round. These are all the ones that finished within 90 minutes. It's finished Barrow 0, Doncaster 1, Burton 1, Scarborough 0, Chesterfield 3, Horsham 1, Crewe 0, Dagenham and Redbridge 1, Exeter 5, Barnet 3, Gillingham 0, Blackpool 2, Grimsby 0, Wealdstone 1, so Grimsby are out at the expense of Wealdstone, Newport 2, Peterborough 4, Port Vale 1, Barnsley 3, Reading 2, Fleetwood 0, Rochdale 3, Bromley 4, Rotherham 1, Cheltenham 3, Rushall Olympic 0, Accrington Stanley 2, Salford 2, Shrewsbury 1, Solihull Moors 3, Maidstone 0, Tunbridge Angels 1, Harborough 4, Tranmere 1, Oldham 2, Walsall 2, Bolton 1, Woking 0, Cambridge 1 and Worthing 0, Morecambe 2, Wickham as well 3, York 2. That is all the full-time scores within 90 minutes. All the other games currently into extra time, including, as we say, Stevenage against Guiseley. Just elsewhere in West Yorkshire as well, in the Championship it finished Leeds United 3, Plymouth Argyle 0. Reaction to that is available now over on 92.4 FM. On DAB and on Sounds, though, we are focusing on this game. Bradford City beating Aldershot by 3-1. Myself, Jack, alongside Andy Kiwomya for the next hour or so here on BBC Radio Leeds. Andy, I said it to you at full time. Job done today. That was the important thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was key to get through into the next round, and they did that, especially in the second half with the second half performance. The first half, not really at the races, but in the second half they came out and really made it difficult for Aldershot to really play the game that they played in the first half.
I think importantly as well, they've done it within 90 minutes, because ultimately, again, if you're facing that extra half an hour, as a lot of teams are doing, I think if you're the favoured team of the tie, that pressure keeps on building. We saw that in the first half as well with City.
Yeah, I think it was really poignant that they scored an own goal. Aldershot scored an own goal for Bradford City to really get a foothold in the game and really make a difference. After that, I think there was no looking back, but we got to really give it to Aldershot today. They came, especially in the first half, gave a good account of themselves, and in the second half they had a good chance to try and make it 2-1, and that would have really put the cat amongst the pigeons for Bradford City.
Let's talk about the City goals then in that sense. The equaliser first and foremost for Dane Oliver in the right place off the back of first a lovely ball forward from Corey Evans, Callum Kavanagh quicker to it than the Aldershot keeper to dink it over the top. You identified in that second half those balls over the top to Kavanagh, to Richards were really, really bearing fruit for the Bantams.
Yeah, and that was a telling pass, wasn't it, from Corey Evans? That was his contribution to the game. You know, he came in, you know, was given an opportunity. He took that opportunity in making that assist, but it was, like you said, the ball over the top onto Callum Kavanagh. He got there first, presenting with the keeper. He just opted to just toe poke it past the keeper for Dane Oliver to run onto and put it into the empty goal. Really unselfish goal pass from Callum Kavanagh, and gets Bradford City on the score sheet, and more importantly for Dane Oliver on the score sheet in this game.
We said in the first half it would just take one of those chances to stick, because they did have them in the first half, a couple of really, really gilt-edged chances that were put wide or the keeper saved, but that one, they just needed that one to stick, it felt like, to take off a bit of that pressure, to just get back into the game a little bit.
Yeah, it's funny because in the first half he probably had the best chance of the game, which the keeper made a great save, but I'm sure Verdane would have fancied himself from that position on any other day. In the second half, he got his goal, he took it well, you know, and he'll be pleased with his performance in the second half, because he really made it difficult for Aldershot.
We'll pick through some of the individuals over the next sort of 50 minutes or so, but firstly on Verdane Oliver, again, you said before the game that it was a big task for him today. He needed to show a bit, because we've not really seen too many impressive things from him since he's been at Bradford City. What did you make to his overall performance?
Again, as a target man, he's there, he's a threat, but I think sometimes he gets pinned too easy, and that makes it easy for the defender, and makes it easy for the referee not to give a free kick against the defender, because he's just a standing target instead of a moving target, which the referee sees him moving, gets knocked over then, or gets pinned, then you can say something. But he's asking for free kicks that very few referees are going to give. Other than that, I thought he took his goal well. I thought he was a target and a threat. I think Bradford City could have gone to him a little bit more, especially in the first half, because when they did, he was a real handful for Aldershot to handle.
Did he cause enough problems for that Aldershot defence?
He did cause problems. I think it wasn't just the problems that he was causing, it was probably the threat that he had on goal, that he could have done a little bit more to help Bradford City. You know, he did get into some good goal scoring positions, you know, he did have a chance or two, but I think what concerned me a little bit, there was a few balls that went through the box, especially great corners, that he wasn't on the end of, and I'm sure if Cookie had been in that position, we'd at least seen Cookie getting to the ball and making an effort on goal.
What is he doing wrong then in those positions? Is he just not getting to the points he needs to quick enough?
I think his movement is too static in the box, to be fair. Cookie, when you see Cookie coming across, he's going to meet the ball, whereas Verdane's underneath the ball wanting to jump and try and get his header on target. I think attacking the ball, that's why Cookie scored so many goals. He's threatening and attacking the ball is so much better than a lot of strikers in this division.
Is he a bit too reactive than proactive in that sense? Is that a way to put
it? It is. I think being proactive with the ball coming across the box, nobody can stop you once you're on the move, but as a standing target, it's easier to threaten you, because you can wrestle and you just take your eye off the ball for a split second and it's gone.
Andy Kiwomio alongside myself, Jack Conlon, on BBC Radio Leeds. We'll touch on the other two goals very, very shortly, but first let's hear from the Bradford City manager. Graham Alexander is speaking to Jamie.
Graham, thank you for joining us live on BBC Radio Leeds. Bradford City are through to the second round of the FA Cup for the first time in 4 years. What are your thoughts on that performance?
Delighted with the result. The cup's about winning. We saw last night the perils of the FA Cup, and at half time 1-0 down, and we had chances to score. We shouldn't have been losing at that point, but we gave a goal away which was sort of reminiscent of last week, maybe, turning the ball over cheaply and being a little bit open. We're not sort of just assessing when we're in our expansive possession shape, and then once the ball goes forward, we got to come back round. We're still waiting for the ball to come to us, so there's a little lesson for us to learn there. But we ask the players just to be patient, be disciplined, don't go chasing, don't get frustrated, and our quality will show. And I'm delighted to win the game. I think we deserved to win the game over the course of 9 minutes, but we were tested properly, and I didn't expect anything less.
What was the difference, do you feel, between the first half performance and the second half performance, the second half including the 3 goals that you scored?
That's it. It's clinical. I think we had 2 one-on-ones in the first half. You put them away. It's a little bit of or you're not going in behind at half time. So the game is about taking your chances when you're on top and not giving anything cheaply away. We did. Listen, it was a great finish from the lad. Good pick out, but I think on the turnover, our first thought is to go backwards, and spoke last week about our first thought should be going forwards, and I think we could actually press the ball before it gets played through, but the lads pulled out a great finish, and we know they've got some talented individuals. We've seen that in the analysis, but we had to be more clinical. I thought we were a little bit lacking a movement in the first half to actually take advantage of our possession. But delighted with the players because they've showed character again to not get frustrated, to not go crazy and give anything cheap away, and we were worthy winners in the end.
Yeah, and is that a big part for you? As you rightly mentioned, we saw what happened last night with Tamworth and Huddersfield Town. In a game like this, when you are trailing in a game that maybe some people do expect you to win, they've performed, they've delivered, they've responded at the half-time break, and they've got the job done.
Yeah, the expectation to win isn't a problem for us. It's what level of toughness people think the game's going to be. We should be expected to win at home against a team from a lower level in the FA Cup. I get that, I understand that, and I myself and our players would expect to. But we can't then just go, well, we can play 8 out of 10 here and we'll still win, or these are not a good team. That's where it's wrong. So the expectation to win, we want that. We expect that, because then I would hope people think we're a good enough team to have that expectation, but don't lower our level. And I'll be honest, I don't think the players did that. I just thought, there's 5 or 6 changes, so there's a couple of lads that haven't played a lot of football, so they have to get up and running. That's why we didn't make any change at our time. I still believe that the team was the right team, and I'm delighted from, because there's some boys that have been a bit patient, a bit out of the pitch. Ollie Sanderson in particular, V, has been really good with us behind the scenes, and he deserved a start and a goal, so I'm delighted for him. And there's other players in there. Corey Evans having his first start, so we wanted to give him an opportunity to see what he can do. And so for me, it's a great win. It's a win in the hat, and I'm delighted for the players, especially the ones that came into the team.
Yeah, a goal and an assist for Callum Kavanagh as well. A first goal of the season for him, which I'm sure is a big thing for him this season. The slight shift for him in the first half was start on the left and then went more central. How much do you think that benefited his game, going more central?
We started with a front 3, but when I mentioned that lack of movement, I thought we were too static up against their back 3. We didn't come off the line or double movements in behind. So, we just thought bringing one of those front lads off the front line into those spaces would give them more of a problem. I think we could have done it from the shape anyway, but we weren't really doing that. Ollie did a couple of times, to be fair to him, but Cav didn't. He sort of played up against the centre half. Once he came into that space, which he came on into second half, last week, I thought he was really dangerous from those positions, because he wants to run forward, but he can also find those pockets and take the ball. But it was that's all it was really. I just didn't think we were taking advantage of the spaces that they did, because they want to press you, and they leave a few spaces, which we all do if you want to press. It's about trying to take advantage of those. How big will that be for him, do you think, that first goal? Well, I spoke to him just before, because I think he had a shot just before, maybe 5-10 minutes before, and I thought he was chasing, and I said, don't go. We need the team to win. That's all I said. We need to win. It's not about you scoring a goal. Don't go chasing. And then he goes and gets a goal. But no, it's that, you know what I mean. It came to him. He didn't do anything out of the ordinary. It was great. He played a great pass for Lewis Richards, but he's followed it up. Lewis returned the favour, and it's a brilliant finish. But like I said to you on Wednesday, I'm not there going, you need to be chasing that. Their first thought when across the white line is, how do I help the team win? that's it. Not how do I get off on the score sheet, how do I get my career up and running, how do I do this, whatever the question. The first question, the only question is how do I help the team win, and I want all our players to have that first thought.
How have you come through today? Okay, injury wise?
I hope so. I hope so. Yeah. We have injury wise. There's a few tired boys. Obviously, Corey cramping up a little bit, and Jay Ben. His date is ridiculous, really. More like a thoroughbred horse, but so we have to protect him a little bit. So they've put a lot into that game. But yeah, I've not heard anything from the medical department on injury wise.
Finally, nice moment for George Goodman, named on the bench. Just why was that? I mean, obviously he can play more substitutes in this squad, but good moment for him.
Yeah, good moment, and it's there on merit. We think he's a good player. Still got a bit to do, as in to get up to the level that he needs to, but he's shown really good signs. Trained with us earlier in the week. He played half a game last night in the FA Youth Cup. We spoke to the staff about bringing him off at half time because we wanted him available for today, especially if it went to extra time. I think it'd have been used, at that point. But look, it's the door's there for anyone to kick through it and get their career started. So it's down to George to follow on with his training performances and try and make a mark.
Thank you, Graham.
Okay, mate. Cheers.
Graham Alexander speaking to Jamie Rayner after that 3-1 win over Aldershot in the first round of the FA Cup. Meanwhile, Guiseley, by the way, it is still 1-1 down at Stevenage into the second half of extra time as things stand at present. You can find full commentary of that from BBC Radio Leeds. I'm told that the updates page on the BBC Sport website isn't working at the minute, so if you go to the scores and fixtures page, click on that game, you can find the commentary link there. If you also go to our X page at BBC WIS, that is also where the link is. You can get a full commentary of that in the final stage of that game of extra time. 1-1 as it stands. Guiseley still well within a shout of the second round. We'll keep you updated as to how that game progresses in extra time. Andy Kiwomya, Graham Alexander, he said, pleased with the result, as you can imagine. Certain bits of the performance that he could have tweaked, but overall the character that they showed, again, not to panic in a game like that, but to carry on doing what they know they can do.
Yeah, he's really explained that the fact that they've got through to the next round is key to the performance to today, and now he's going to judge his players. He then went on to say about the lot of players which coming into the team needed the minutes, and he was pleased with their progress. So all in all, it really has been a good day for Bradford City in terms of getting the outputs that are needed to get into the next round.
Lots of plaudits expectedly for Callum Kavanagh as well. He's a player that we'll probably talk a lot about between now and 6 o'clock. Next 40 minutes or so we're with you through until 6 o'clock here on BBC Radio Leeds, myself and Andy. Graham Alexander didn't say it as much, but do you feel he needed that goal today, given how he's gone about his business this season?
Absolutely. I think as a forward you always need goals. It's a confidence boost. It shows that you're doing the right things, you're getting into the right areas. And his ball into Lewis Richards, that pass was such a good pass that when it came into the box, he really reacted the first to the loose pass, and then when he got onto his left foot, he drilled it near post into the goal, and it was a great finish from the angle, and that's the kind of confidence he was showing at that point in the game. In that number 10 role as well, which really seemed to not so much bring him out of his shell, but certainly bring him into the game more. He was given a bit of a free roaming role. Do you think that really benefited him, moving him into that sort of role just behind the two strikers? Yeah, I think any forward that gets the opportunity to come off into that space with a licence to go and join in and make things happen, it gives you a greater freedom to go and express yourself, and I think that's what he did really well today. Once he'd got on top of the deep lying midfield player, he was then able to take advantage of the space around him, and we saw a different Callum Kavanagh because of the space that he had.
He's just walked down in front of us as well as Callum Kavanagh, on his way out over there. David points out as well, he was impressed with Kavanagh this afternoon. He said the good thing about Kavanagh's move, as into that number 10 position, is that it stopped Widrington getting the ball and they were no longer controlling the game in midfield. And that's something we picked up on half-time, isn't it? The amount of space that Widrington seemed to have, just as that sort of quarterback role, if you like, in the six that we sometimes see Smallwood play for Bradford City. But the amount of time he had, the amount of space he had on the ball was just completely cutting Bradford City to shreds, and that really seemed to nullify that threat.
Yeah, that was the key for me, and I think giving credit to Graham Alexander, he saw that threat, and even though it was to bring Kavanagh more into the game, it actually nullified Widrington, as we talked about, and we saw a different Aldershot in the second half because of that threat being nullified.
That Kavanagh goal was probably the one that just put the game beyond Aldershot a bit. Came in that really, really good patch of sort of 5-10 minutes where City were just well on top. Again, some of the movement there from Kavanagh, being on the front foot, finding Richards, those two seem like players that really ignited this Bradford City side going forward today.
Yeah, it was the quality that they showed in the game, wasn't it, that was missing. And whenever Bradford City put a little bit of quality into the game, it looked like they were a cut above Aldershot. And it was just maybe sometimes very few moments in the first half and more moments of magic in the second half, and those moments really were the two goals that made the difference in the end. Yes, we scored 3 goals, one being an own goal, but the 2 goals that Bradford City actually carved open Aldershot were the key moments. That ball from the midfield into that wide area for Kavanagh to really make the difference, and the finish were the difference in the game.
On the basis of that Kavanagh performance today, Andy, where does that leave the overall striker debate that we had before the game, of course, as to who partners Andy Cook? We didn't see Tyler Smith today, but we saw the other 3. Callum Kavanagh, probably the one out of the 3 that impressed the most. Where do you think that leaves that particular debate at the minute?
I think at this moment it just cements Kavanagh's place alongside Cook because of his contribution. You know, yes, we had a contribution from Vidane Oliver, but that contribution was assisted by Callum Kavanagh. So Kavanagh plays an assist in that, in Vidane's strikers finish, and then you've got coming into Ollie Sanderson needing more time and more minutes to get into it, but Callum Kavanagh was the sharpest of the 3 on display today, and warrants that position alongside Andy Cook at this moment in time.
Is a challenge for him now to somewhat take that ability today and take that form into the league? He's really been criticised a fair bit this season for certain things he does. He's always a ball of energy, but there's certain bits about his game that have been pulled up on. How does he then take today into starting at Fleetwood next week?
Well, I think we've got to remember that he's still a young player. He's still learning what his best attributes are and honing his skills, really. I think what we saw today is Callum Kavanagh coming on to his best confident self and being able to affect the game. It's not always that he's going to be able to be as dominant as he was today, and he saw against a good Aldershot team in the first half that Callum Kavanagh can make a difference in the second half, given the time and space to affect the game.
BBC Radio Leeds West Yorkshire Sport live from inside Valley Parade after Bradford City's 3-1 win over Aldershot that has seen them through to the second round of the FA Cup. Plenty of you getting in touch on the text, the tweets and the WhatsApp. You can still give us a call, by the way, 0800 389 3333, the number you need. On the text it's 81333, on WhatsApp it's 08000 321 333, or you can get in touch on X as well. Send us a post at BBC WYS. Bantam Pete has been in touch on X saying we'll play better and lose, so let's be grateful that a potential banana skin has been avoided with a much improved second half performance. However, I'm not sure how many of the fringe players really stake to claim based on today. And Mark has been in touch as well on X saying not exactly a classic, but showed good character again coming from a goal down. A few fringe players getting a good run out and into the bag for the second round. Happy Saturday, Bantams. That's from Mark on X. A couple of those fringe players, and if you can call them that, those that were subbed in that started this game. I'll start with Corey Evans. A first proper look at him, his full Bradford City debut. We've seen cameos off the bench in recent weeks. How did he show up today, do you feel?
I thought Corey was effective at times, but what we didn't see is that real combination and understanding that I would have expected with him of playing with Richie Smallwood at previous clubs. It was a little bit disappointed that they didn't have a better rapport in the game. It seemed like Woodrington in the first half was dominating that midfield, and there wasn't a conversation to be had with Corey Evans and Richie Smallwood to make them the dominant. They've got the experience, they've got the quality, so I expect to see a little bit more. But again, it's hard coming into a team when you're trying to establish yourself, having not had the minutes, not had the playing time that you would have wanted while you've been at Bradford City. So I think Corey would be pleased with his performance, but a little bit disappointed that he couldn't make more of his first half impression.
It seems like one of those, doesn't he, that there's clear quality there. I think you saw that with the ball forward for Kavanagh that led to Oliver's goal. But is it a case of just doing it more and implementing that more permanently into his game? Because there were sloppy areas. He got dispossessed at one point, I think, that led to an Aldershot chance, for example.
Yeah, I think that is you just coming into a match day and then trying to do too much too soon sometimes, and then settling down, and what we saw was the quality of his pass into Lewis Richards. It's the moments like that you've got to build on while you're at Bradford City, trying to build on your performances week by week when you don't get the playing time that you're expecting sometimes.
I think the experience of him, though, and he's a steady player, isn't he? I'd be interested to see what he looks like and how he plays when he's in the Smallwood role, when it's just him on his own in that midfield.
Yeah, I think that sometimes affects your movement, your passing range, your communication. You've got a dominant player in there, but he does know Richie. They played well. They did have a little bit of combination play in the midfield in the first half, but not enough to make you to feel that they were really in control of the game, and that's what you want for your central midfield pairing. You want them to be really effective in those passes forwards. It was good to see him come onto the second half performance and really get an assist for the goal.
What did you make to the shape that they started with? A bit of a differentiation from what we usually see with that 3-5-2. It was more 3-4-3 to start, then Kavanagh obviously moved back. What did you make to that as a whole, Andy?
Yeah, I think it's good to see that they're trying to mix things up, and trying to play different situations. I think like how Graham Alexander explained, he had three up at first, and then he brought Kavanagh into just behind those players just to sit in that midfield as a 10, and I think it worked really well. I think being able to adapt to different formations is going to be the challenge for Bradford City, because sometimes they want to play a certain way, and teams as you go on are going to work you out, and you've got to have a plan B and C, to try and get the best out of the players that you've got.
Did he look more comfortable once Kavanagh did move, do you feel?
I thought they changed the fortunes of the game by bringing Callum Kavanagh into midfield, because without that, Aldershot were so dominant at one point that it looked like that Bradford City couldn't affect Aldershot, and it was all Aldershot. But as soon as Kavanagh dropped in there, Bradford City then became more dominant in the game and got more possession, and in the second half it was just one-way traffic with the occasional break that Aldershot had.
In that way, is it another learning experience as well, this today? Naturally, you don't want to treat a game like that solely. There's still an objective and there's still a win to be had, especially in this competition when you know what's at stake. But what learnings will Graham Alexander take away from his squad today, particularly when it comes to that shape and players like Kavanagh playing in different sorts of positions?
I think we'd learned a lot from today's performance, because he put in 6 new starting players, and that needed some gelling. But other than that, not only did he start with those players, he gave them enough time, like you said, in the first half and the second half to affect the game, and they will have got confidence from the manager leaving them on the pitch and allowing them to express themselves and get the performance and the win that they needed to go into the next round.
Elsewhere in the FA Cup, Guiseley are still 1-1 down at Stevenage. That game right into the final throngs of extra time as well. 3 minutes of added time at present. They're closing in on the conclusion of that game. It will be penalties. If it stays as it is, we'll bring you that live as well on BBC Radio Leeds if that is the case. We'll hear a bit later on as well on BBC Radio Leeds from Verdane Oliver. He's speaking to Jamie in just a second, but we'll bring you that a bit later on BBC Radio Leeds while we just wait and see what the conclusion of that other FA Cup clash involving Guiseley this afternoon is. As I say, if that does go to penalties, we'll bring you those live here on BBC Radio Leeds, because what a result that would be for Guiseley if they were able to get a result there. As I say, we'll bring you Verdane Oliver's thoughts on that game very, very shortly here on BBC Radio Leeds. That Guiseley game right into the final throngs of extra time, added time now as well. So we'll let you know once that game does finish. We may bring you penalties if it goes that far as well. Andy Kiwomya alongside myself, Jack Conlon, on BBC Radio Leeds, still here live inside Valley Parade after the Bantams 3-1 win over Aldershot Town. It's seen them through to the second round. They are in the hat as things stand. Do keep your messages coming in, and you can still give us a call if you so wish as well. The phone lines are open, 0800 389 3333. Give myself and Andy a ring. You can come and have a natter should you so wish after that 3-1 win over Aldershot. You can text us on 81333. You can WhatsApp us as well on 08000 321 333. Start your messages with the letters WYS. You can even, if you want, voice note us on WhatsApp. Just hold down the little microphone icon in the bottom right hand corner and say what you felt about the game. Let us know your thoughts in that regard, or you can message us as well, or send us a post, should I say, on X-Rap BBC WYS. We have got another game as well, don't forget as well, the Championship. Leeds United winning 3-0 against Plymouth at home. The reaction to that over on 92.4 FM as things stand, but we are reacting here to Bradford City 3, Aldershot 1. Plenty of you already getting in touch as well. Andy Kiwomya, when you look at that game sort of in isolation, what can Bradford City take to it into the league? Because they always say, don't they, that a good cup run aids league form.
Yeah, there's confidence. Win in at any level breeds confidence, and that's what they did today. They put in a good performance, a good second half performance. Forwards like Verdane, who's in front of us just talking, it's good to see him get on the score sheet. Callum Kavanagh on the score sheet, so they're amongst the goals and enjoying their football.
It is full time, I believe, between Stevenage and Guiseley. 1-1 in that game. We'll head over there in a few moments' time for penalties. We'll bring you every kick of that here on BBC Radio Leeds. Magic of the Cup, Andy Kiwomya.
Absolutely.
Let's not hold our breath too much at the minute, but we'll see what happens. I will hand over to Louis Reynolds and Lucas Odunston very, very shortly. Do keep getting in touch with us on BBC Radio Leeds after Bradford City's 3-1 win against Aldershot. What would you have done if this game had gone to penalties, Andy? Oh my word. Oh my word! As we say, I think we've saved everyone's heart rates at least, haven't they? Bradford City today, as I say, getting through in 90 minutes, but not putting people through penalties, which, again, if you win them, they're brilliant, but they can be so agonising.
Yeah, that's what for a player. As a player, you're just looking to get the job done on the day, and you just got to be confident when you go into that, if you get into that stage with penalties, that you're going to come out victorious.
Right then, we'll be right back here very, very shortly at Valley Parade. Bradford City beating Aldershot by 3-1. However, down at the Lamex, it has finished after extra time. Stevenage 1, Guiseley 1. Penalties on the way in the next few moments. We're going to take them live here on BBC Radio Leeds, DAB Digital Radio, and on BBC Sound as well. To take you through them, Louis Reynolds and Lucas Odunston.
To penalties here at the Lamex Stadium, and I'd like to welcome along listeners to BBC Radio Leeds DAB and Freeview channel 711. We are still online via BBC Sounds. If you are just joining us, you may have heard Jack say, don't adjust your radio sets. He was absolutely spot on. It is League 1 Stevenage 1, Guiseley of the Northern Premier League 1, and we have a penalty shootout here in the FA Cup first round at the Lamex Stadium. Stevenage taking the lead 8 minutes into the first half through Jamie Reid, a Dan Kemp ball A cross goal bundled over the line. Guiseley, in the final 15 minutes, had chances. They kept turning the screw. And Will Longbottom, 7 minutes from time, he was the hero against Kidderminster. He slotted into an empty net to prove the hero once again. They weathered the storm in extra time. In fairness, Stevenage didn't throw a lot at them. The biggest chance coming from Joe Ackroyd, one-on-one with the keeper. His name was already written in lights, and on those back pages, he could only put it wide of the target. And to settle this tie for a place in the draw for round 2, we have a penalty shootout. Lucas Oderson alongside me, Guiseley defender. A penny for your thoughts, my friend. You said you were gutted not to be on the pitch. How are you feeling?
Yeah, gutted to not be playing through injury. It is heartbreaking, and you never know how far you are going to get in the FA Cup. So hopefully we go through this round, and then hopefully I'm fit to well, challenge for a place in the team next round, because I can't say I could take anyone's place on the pitch today. They've all been brilliant. I think we've got LeBrun here who's deliberating with the referee, because I think we're trying to find out which end we're going to be taking the penalties.
Yeah, really good spot, because we still, as Lucas says, haven't found out what end we will be seeing the penalties taken at. Everything crossed for you, by the way, my friend. A place in round 2 up for grabs. It'll be the 3rd time Stevenage have got through to that second round. They've never got further than that. 2018 and 2017.
I could be wrong, Louis. I could be wrong, and I don't know the rules of football, but Bowles and Levy were fuming with the referee, because I think the referee was telling the players it was always going to be taken at this side of the pitch, and they were just doing the coin toss to see who would take the first penalty or not.
Interesting.
Because I could tell from the players' reactions they were going a bit mad on the bench as to say why should it be taken at this side of the pitch. We've obviously our fans at the other end, so who knows? I could be wrong.
Well, the referee's still in conversation with both goalkeepers. They are now walking away to our left-hand side, which is the Stevenage end. If you've been to the Lamex Stadium before, the away supporters housed in the goal away to our right-hand side, the way we look at it. And penalties will be taken over to our left-hand side, in front of where the Stevenage fans are, behind the goal. And it will be Jamie Reid, who scored the opening goal of the game, to take first for Stevenage. The Guiseley bench there, all in a line, arms around each other, as they watch on. A place for round 2 up for grabs. Can that dream get even better for Mark Bowers Lions here on BBC Radio Leeds, online and on DAB, Freeview Channel 711, for your Saturday evening. The FA Cup continuing to provide excellent drama here, and Jamie Reid takes 4 big strides back. He's standing Ronaldo-esque on the edge of that penalty area, up against Cracknell, run up, right-footed strike, and he buries it into the bottom right corner of Cracknell's net.
It's a good penalty.
Advantage Stevenage.
Cracker's gone the right way, but he's hit it so hard and he's hit it so low. I think that was the main thing. Crackers didn't have time to get down to it, so good penalty.
Really good penalty, and to respond it will be Guiseley's goal scorer Will Longbottom. Sent those fans into delirium, didn't he? Over on that right hand side, 7 minutes from normal time with his equaliser. He scored the winner against Kidderminster, and now he has a chance with Guiseley's first kick of the shootout to level up proceedings here. A few torches being shone behind that goal from the Stevenage fans. It is Longbottom, and he scores.
What a penalty.
Guiseley level things up. It's 1-1.
Just whipped it. He's got that in his locker. That's why he scores his free kicks. He whips everything he does. Crosses, free kicks. He's just put that top right corner across his body. Great penalty.
Stevenage then for their next penalty to come. It's Roberts to step up. Had a good game down that left hand side, Roberts. Now he's got the chance to put his side back into the lead. League One Stevenage against Guiseley here in the FA Cup first round. 1 apiece in the penalty shootout. Great noise coming from the Guiseley fans from our right hand side. Roberts just adjusts the ball on that penalty spot as the wind swirls in once more, steps all the way back to the 18-yard line. Roberts runs up over the bar, hits the bar and crashes over and goes out of the stadium, and that is missed, and that is a big miss. Roberts' penalty cannons off the bar and flies over and out of the ground, and now Guiseley have the chance to take the advantage in the shootout. What a story is unfolding here at the Lamex.
I can see the boys down there. The boys are just, all of them in the huddle. They couldn't wait to see that go over the bar.
It was always rising. It clipped the bar as it was going over, and that clip took it out of the ground. And now Ollie Brown, the right back in his blue boots, picks up the ball, walks to the spot and puts it down. Guiseley to take advantage in this shootout here on BBC Radio Leeds. Steps back, whistle goes, runs up, and it hits the bar and it bounces back out. It bounces back out for a split second. We thought that had bounced over, but Ollie Brown also hits the bar and it bounces out, and it remains, Lucas, 1-1.
I feel for him, Brownie, man. Lebby coming out to console him, which I like. He's had a good game, Brownie. He's had a quality game. I feel for him. He's a young player as well. Could be wrong, but I think he's 21.
Right.
And to step up as a right back and take the second penalty in the FA Cup in probably the biggest game he's played all season is Summit. So credit to him.
Harvey White for Stevenage to put them back in the lead. The former Tottenham man runs up, left-footed, striking, save by Joe Cracknell. A big hand, a big dive to his left-hand side, and it's palmed away. And Guiseley have another chance to take advantage in this shootout. Wow, what a save!
Unbelievable. Crackers is the reason we're here as well. He saved the penalty against Kidderminster to get us through to that round. What a save! It was almost the exact same penalty as Will Longbottom's, just not enough power on it. Couldn't get it past.
Perfect height for the goalkeeper and a big palm to see that away. And now Joe Ackroyd, who had a big opportunity in extra time to put Guiseley 2-1 ahead, now has the chance to do that in the shootout. 1-1 currently on penalties. Ackroyd 4 steps back, his white boots, takes a little jog, runs up, right-footed into the net. Brilliant penalty straight down the middle, and it is advantage Guiseley in the penalty shootout. 2-1.
He deserves it. He lost all his money playing cards on the way here, so he deserves some good luck.
Probably in your back pocket. Jake Young, the former Guiseley man, the former Bradford City player who joined Stevenage in the summer. Only 1 goal so far this campaign. Hands on the hips for the West Yorkshireman. Right-footed, scores into the bottom right corner, and it levels things up 2-2. So next up for Guiseley, we go from one former Bradford City man to another. Jake Young scoring his penalty, and his former teammate Liam Rydouch, who joined Nethermore in the summer, striding forward to take his penalty and to try and restore Guiseley's advantage here at the Lamex Stadium. 2-2 on penalties so far. Rydouch runs up, left-footed into the bottom corner. Fantastic penalty from Liam Rydouch, and Guiseley once more take the lead on the shootout. It is Stevenage 2, Guiseley 2, and if Stevenage miss their next penalty, Guiseley are through to the second round of the FA Cup.
I said to you, Louis, Liam does the basics so well, and that was such a basic penalty, but it's so effective. Just passes it into the bottom left corner.
Elliot List, the second half substitute for Stevenage, he has to score to keep the League One side in the tie. His hands are on his hips. It's going to be a short run up against Cracknell. List, and he does score. He does score. It was a brilliant penalty past the dive of Cracknell, and it's 3-3 with Guiseley having the chance now to win the shootout. LeBrun Mbeka, the captain, the long throw specialist, striding forward, and if this goes in, Guiseley will be in the second round of the FA Cup for the third time in their history. The Lamex all around us, no matter who you support, holds their breath.
Levy's the only man who could have the ball in this situation, just be laughing and smiling, genuinely.
He takes his strides back to the edge of the penalty area, and Becker runs up. Oh, it's saved!
He's missed it.
It's saved, and it's so cruel. Similar save there to Joe Cracknell, a left-handed save, palm away, the right height for the goalkeeper, and the chance goes missing for Guiseley, and we will head into sudden death here at the Lamex. Oh, Lucas, your head's in your hands. He's
been unbelievable today, Levy, but he was laughing and he was smiling, and that's just the character he is, but the way he stepped up to take that penalty, he was just too composed, too cool.
And here we are then, Kane Smith, short run up strike, and he puts it in to the bottom right corner, and now Guiseley have to score to keep their hopes of getting through to the second round of the FA Cup alive. It's Sam Bentley, the young man who came on late into that extra time period to save Guiseley's FA Cup campaign. It's been a remarkable story so far. There's been some remarkable moments in this game alone, and it all comes down to this one kick of the ball. Bentley steps back to the 18-yard line, runs up, and he does score. He powers that into the top corner, and it's still alive for the Lions here at the Lamex.
That's the best one of them. That's the best one yet. Just like Will Longbottom's, but that was even higher, the roof of the net. He's just whipped it top left corner.
6 penalties apiece, 4-4 the score after 1-1 after extra time, and it's Dan Kemp to step up now for Stevenage, the former MK Dons man. Whistle goes. Quick jog and rolls it into the bottom right corner, signals to the fans that he's here. And once again we are faced with Guiseley having to score their penalty to keep the shootout alive. Jamil Ibe, another one of the second half substitutes, to step up. Lucas Odinson to the right of me can barely watch. I don't think those Guiseley fans to the right can watch. Mark Bauer, the manager, looking down on the ground. He now watches on. Ibe. Whistle goes, runs up, right footed, it's saved by the goalkeeper Murphy, and it comes to the cruelest of ends for Guiseley in the FA Cup. They have been absolutely magnificent in this first round tie. They've deserved everything and more than what they've got in normal and in extra time, and they had the chance to win it on penalties. It wasn't to be this evening, but boy have they done themselves proud. They've done their club proud, they've done each other proud, they've done the fans who've come down to Stevenage here proud. Will Longbottom providing the moment in that second half, 7 minutes from time, slotting into an empty net to force extra time, to force penalties, but in the cruelest way possible. They are out of the FA Cup. Murphy Cooper with the save against Jamil Ibe, meaning the shootout ends by 5-4 in the League One side's favour. Don't take anything away from Guiseley though. Absolutely deserved everything and more than what they've got here today. They've been magnificent. It will live long in the memory. Full-time score here. 5-4 on penalties after 1-1 in extra time. Lucas, I can feel it.
Oh, Andy Kawomia, the heartbreak of the FA Cup.
Yeah, you just felt, didn't you, when you had the opportunity and then missed the opportunity to take the advantage, just holding on. And I think it's sometimes that's the magic and sometimes the upset of the cup, because you're so close but yet so far.
I know our focus has naturally been on Bradford City this afternoon, but I've been keeping an eye on the score down at the Lamex, and they were a goal behind to fight back again as a club where they are. coming up against a League One side in Stevenage. We thought the difference in terms of division was something today between City and Aldershot. That's a different sort of level, a couple of extra divisions difference between those two. They've done so well, haven't they? Under Mark Bauer, such a gutsy effort. It's so gutting.
Yeah, Bauer's is going to get his players up for it. They've done and delivered in the last few rounds, and like you say, it's just heartbreaking sometimes to be so close to the next round but not in it, and then to miss out is just, like you say, heartbreaking.
Keep an eye on our X page at BBC WIS. We'll have Mark Bauer's thoughts on there very, very shortly. He'll be speaking to Louis. Commiserations to everyone at Guiseley, but congratulations on an excellent FA Cup campaign. To get to this far, to get an away tie down at League One Stevenage and to push them all the way as they have is absolutely an admirable achievement. So congratulations, but commiserations in the same breath as well. Last few minutes of the football forum here. We'll focus on Bradford City for that period of time, Andy. We've said it a lot. Did the job today. Plenty to take forward. Any of those players, those 6 that came in to start the game, any of them safe to claim for a start next week, do you think?
Callum Kavanagh. I think you've got to give him a good opportunity again after an assist and a goal today, because he was the one that turned the game on its head and really put Bradford City on the front foot. I think what he showed is that if there's an opportunity at the side of Andy Cook, he's the first in line to be able to take it. I think everybody else did well in the second half, but I think he's the standout candidate for a start next week.
And they go to Fleetwood, a Fleetwood side. They're out of the FA Cup, by the way. They lost 2-0 at Reading this afternoon. Before that, 2 draws, one against Salford, one against Newport, and 2 defeats before that. They're not in a great run of form.
No, I think I think Graham Alexander always says that it's not about other teams, it's about his Bradford City team, and I think at the end of the day, when you're going to teams that are in an indifferent form, you've got to really take advantage. I mean, Bradford are good away from home, so hopefully they can go and do what they need to do against Fleetwood.
How much will today have helped just getting back into that winning mindset, that winning routine after Doncaster last week, and we know the frustration that came off the back of that? How much will today have helped just if nothing else, turn that mood back around a little bit?
Yeah, it would have played a big part, because what you've seen is obviously a defeat against Doncaster at home, and then they've come home again, and in the FA Cup, the buzz and the magic of the Cup will have give the players that galvanised spirit to work together to not just get promoted, but to have a really good Cup run as well.
You say Kavanagh as probably a main change. Him and Andy Cook up top, is that where you go for that one?
I think with what we've seen, I think Kavanagh today showed that he deserves that opportunity alongside Andy Cook, and everyone else is fighting for the places on the bench at the moment, because if Kavanagh can produce this form that he showed today, he will be first choice, I would imagine, the side of Andy Cook.
Andy, been a pleasure as always. Thank you so much for this afternoon. Thank you as well to Jamie and our team back at base as well. Thank you to you for your contributions throughout the afternoon. Thanks for getting in touch and keeping us company here at Valley Parade. A 3-1 win over Aldershot, as it proved. If you've missed Jamie's chat with Graham Alexander, he spoke to Verdane Oliver as well, by the way. We didn't get to play that out live on air, so head to our X page at BBC WIS. That will be up there very, very shortly. Hear from Verdane Oliver after his goal in this game this afternoon. As we say, we'll be back with you next Saturday for that trip to Fleetwood. It's a 3 o'clock kick-off. Build-up and full commentary will be available on DAB across Bradford. Next up on BBC Radio Leeds, it's Hannah Sackville-Bryant with Upload, taking you through until BBC Introducing at 8 till 10. Before that, we'll leave you with all the action from today's game, as the Bantams managed to avoid an Aldershot scare to progress to the second round of the FA Cup.
West Yorkshire Sport.
Ben crossing from the right, Oliver is there, Kavanagh lifted over the crossbar, aimed in towards the near post, it went through Verdane Oliver, and there was Callum Kavanagh arriving on the edge of the 6-yard area, but his effort goes over the crossbar. Goal kick. And now City can bring it forward with numbers. Oliver sees his chance saved. Evans then sees that shot saved. Dewhurst coming out to meet Kavanagh, who can't get a shot away. It's cleared out towards Ben on this right side. Ben's cross is blocked. That'll come out to Halliday first time. and it just goes wide of the near post. A volleyed effort, and corner is the signal. Ben then swings in a ball towards the back post. It is in the back of the net, but the offside flag had gone up early, and that will not count. Bradford City,
oh my word,
have just been opened up here. Barham inside the box, chance left-footed, top corner. Brilliant goal from Aldershot. Barham fed through, brought the ball under control just inside the box, took his time and curled it left-footed into the top corner, and Aldershot take the lead at Bradford City, and you cannot decry them of that. 32 minutes gone, Bradford City 0, Aldershot 1. Opportunity now for Bradford City. Kavanagh feeds it through for Sanderson. Sanderson with a chance!
Oh my word!
Spurns his effort wide, went left-footed. No deflection. Goal kick is the signal. Bradford City now defending. Barrett standing over this free kick on the left. Right-footed ball.
Oh no!
Headed towards goal, and it's tipped away and around the post by Sam Walker. It was Ellison with the headed effort, and it forced a good save out of Sam Walker. Corner. This game's just opened up slightly. Evans, left-footed cross, looking for Oliver, finding Oliver again, having his shirt pulled, and there could be a comical goal that lands on the roof of the net. Well, if that had gone in, I don't think I would have ever seen a goal quite like that. Evans this time, sending it over the top, Kavanagh in behind, first to it, flicks it into the path of Oliver! And Bradford City are level. Offside flag stays down. Verdane Oliver does get his goal. Great ball over the top by Evans to pick the run of Kavanagh. Kavanagh flicked it past the on-rushing keeper Dewhurst, and Verdane Oliver had the goal to aim at. Good equaliser. Bradford City back in this tie inside the first 5 minutes of the second half. 1-1. And an Aldershot build. Jones galloping past Shepherd, slipping it through for Frost. Flag stays down, Frost goes around Walker, angle against him, and he puts his effort into the side netting. Promising chance this, cross is deflected, oh it's an own goal. Jay Ben's cross took an initial deflection, that wrong-footed Christian Magoma, who did everything he could to try and prevent it from going into the 6-yard area, but in doing so turns it into the back of his own nets, and Bradford City have turned this tie around. 65 minutes gone, Bradford City 2, Aldershot Town 1, and Magoma with an own goal. And Aldershot are just starting to crumble here. Kavanagh stepping through, Kavanagh still on the angle! That's a great third goal, and a goal that he absolutely deserves. It's his first of the season, and he managed to squeeze his left-footed rifled shot between the near post and Marcus Dewhurst to give Bradford City a 2-goal lead over Aldershot. They are turning this FA Cup tie around. 67 minutes of play gone. Bradford City 3, Aldershot Town 1. So Bradford City are through to the second round of the FA Cup for the first time in 4 years. A more dominant second half performance has seen them sweep aside an Aldershot Town that put up a real fight. Full time, Bradford City 3, Aldershot Town 1. They're into the second round draw of the FA Cup.